Alright. Good evening. We shall continue where we left off, doing all the side quests. We have to wait for this guy to load. There we are. Let's get right into it. Yo, got a request from Rumsfeld. You the guy? I'm the Spriggan from Arkwright Solutions. Yes, thank you. It's good to put a face to the name. Your request entailed rescuing a young lady. Yes, let's get right to it. I haven't much time. The lady in question is Berzelia, daughter of the CEO of the Bank of Eden. My name is Rumsfeld, and I serve as the young Mrs. Butler and bodyguard. Oh wow, that's one of the biggest financial institutions in Calvert. They have a watertight reputation from what I hear. They do everything by the book. Lady with class. Nice. Take notes, Ashen. Okay. What's the situation? Right. Brings me shame to admit, but she's been kidnapped. I don't know who the perpetrator might be. It only just happened last night. For caretaker, Yeah, that's serious. I was worried that's what it was. Sounds pretty dire. Did the kidnapper make any demands? What other information do we have to go on? Well, the young miss is a semi-permanent resident here at the hotel penthouse, you see. Her father arranged it for her, hoping it would let her live more on her own terms than if she were at his home. But last night, the young miss slipped away for a night to herself, and she failed to return. This morning, we found a ransom note delivered to the hotel written for the president. We have your daughter, 10 million Mira in cash. Bring the money to the exchange point, bring police or bracers, and we kill her. Indeed, some individual or group has captured her. The culprit has also sent the mobile terminal Berzelia has been using. They are meticulous, to a terrifying degree. That's why I turned to you. We need your help to investigate these villains. We'd also like you to accompany our father to the exchange point. Oh, I get ya. They said no police or bracers, but maybe they'll count a Spriggan as an exception. No, they wouldn't, but sure. Okay. You alright taking this on now? Yeah. We're on the case. Thank you ever so much. I knew I could count on you. So, first off, can we talk to the dad? Where is he? Well, the CEO, her father, is often busy with his work. He's currently overseeing a project to bring orbital network coverage to rural areas in Calvert. As this involves traveling to said areas, he has no network signal out there. We've been unable to contact him. But it's not even ignorance. He's just so far out in the boonies that nobody can get a hold of him. Go figure he's around in his kidneys and most, though. What did he tell her he was going out for milk or something? And eggs. At the gas station. And cigarettes. Have some tact, Aaron. Eesh, talk about bad timing. That pretty much puts him out of the question. Gotta do this on her own, sounds like. I did observe some strange behavior that might be relevant to the case. Lately, Berzelia has been refusing our bodyguard's company when she goes out. He frequents the Tyrell district on those days. I see. We would keep watch on her from a distance when she would go there. We found that she had befriended this young man who, pardon my judgment, but he has the air of a ruffian about him. Huh. Could he have roped Berzelia into something shady? Well, in spite of it, their interactions are surprisingly cordial. The young man would buy her ice cream, take her to movies. By all accounts, they were simple friends. Do we perhaps know this ruffian? And does he live in Old Town? We had thought she was in good hands and that we could give her her space, but evidently not. I see. That makes me curious about the young man's background. Same. Let's get to work. First up, Tyrell. Hey, how much time we got before they offer? We do have time. By all means, take whatever time you need to investigate. Criminal specified Dirk Memorial Park as the exchange point. We'll await you at the park's entrance. Once you've completed your investigation, please rendezvous with me. Sounds like a plan. I'll just let him walk off. Alright, gang. Let's get out there and start digging for clues. Let's hit up that ice cream vendor first, see what they have to say. Understood. I'll keep tabs on the time we have left until the handover.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
We missed a person? No way. Oh, we forgot the security guard. Rumsfeld is out of the office at the moment. I can help you with whatever security concerns you may have, or if you have a service request, you can reach out to Ramona. Young Miss really worries me lately. Is everything all right with her? Rumsfeld left me in charge here, but would I be more help out there? No, you wouldn't.
On my way.
They don't want tag-alongs. They're just assuming that Arkwright Solutions is an exception.
How about some nice cold ice cream?
Hi there. I'm a private investigator working on a case with my assistants here. We're looking to a couple of people for one of our clients at the moment. Have you had a rich-looking girl stop by your stall by any chance? She would have had a young guy with her, something of a delinquent. Oh yes, I know exactly who you must be talking about. They look like the oddest pair together, so they stuck out like a sore thumb. It's great. If you tell us more about them, you remember what they were talking about? What was your impression of them? Let me think. For two people who seemed about as different as you could get, they were getting along unusually well, like they were pretty good friends. The guy looked like a bit of a rough character, but he was telling her all kinds of things about the Tyrell district. As for the girl, she seemed pretty worried about her relationship with her dad. He was being pretty sweet and trying to give her advice from what I could hear. That's interesting. So she was talking about her family. Remember what Rumsfeld told us? It definitely sounded like she and her father weren't all that close. Maybe that's been bothering her. Could you tell us a bit more about the guy? Anything that stuck out about him? Every little detail helps. He didn't seem all that remarkable to me, so it's hard to know what to say. But he did seem surprisingly naive for a guy who otherwise looked like a troublemaker, I can tell you that much. I think I also heard him mention that his mom runs a general store over in Old Town. Did you say general store? I knew it. Of all the people it could have been, it had to be him, huh? Wild. What do you mean, Mr. Arkwright? Is that to say you might know the identity of the young man in question? Yeah, you could say that. Think about it. Old Town, general store, deadbeat son. There's only one guy I can think who ticks all the boxes. I'm talking about Eddie, the son of the lady who runs Newberry General Store. Oh, now I get it. You must be right. I heard rumors before that he likes to go out partying at night. We still don't know what the hell a guy like him wound up... How the hell a guy like him wound up meeting such a rich girl, though. There's gotta be more to this story still. We need to find more info. If you're looking for someone else to talk to, why don't you try Macmillan Cafe? I've seen the two of them talking out on the terrace before a handful of times. Someone there might know something. I see. Thank you for the information. We'll be sure to look into it. No topics. I'm hoping that the topic system gets more interesting. Hi there, I'm a private investigator working on a case with my assistants here. We're looking into a couple of people for one of our clients at the moment. See any young rich girls hanging out with a rough around the edges guy around here recently? Doesn't have to be a big lead or nothing. Whatever you know, we'd appreciate it if you shared it with us. Ooh, a private investigator, huh? That's a neat job you have. You wouldn't happen to be that famous Spriggan everyone likes to talk about in these parts, would you? Spriggan? Sorry, got no idea what you're talking about. Not to be rude, but we're pressed for time. We know those two have been in this cafe, and we're looking to someone who can tell us more. Sorry if I offended you. Not every day I get to talk to people like you. Anyway, I definitely know who you're talking about. I've seen those two people sitting at that table over there a lot lately. They get into some pretty interesting conversations. I know it's rude, but I can't help but listen in on them, you know? May we ask what they've discussed in those conversations? Well, earlier, the girl was asking him all sorts of things, like things about... The girls aren't asking him about all sorts of things about kidnapping. Like what sort of cases there have been before, what goes into kidnapping someone, stuff like that. He had this serious expression on his face, but she looked happy and excited for some reason. Oh, she wants to run away from her father. And they're using the kidnapping as an excuse and maybe the ransom to kind of just get money so they can live on their own, which is definitely not the way you should do it, but yeah. Just leave. Don't do ransom, but who knows? I could be overthinking things. Probably am. We don't have all the information yet. Only she thought to ask me. I'm an expert in that sort of thing. I could have told her everything she wanted to know and then some. This woman appears to have some very peculiar interests. And this girl we're after must have a weird idea of fun. Who goes around talking about kidnapping and shit in public, huh? But hey, we definitely know what's going on here, don't you agree? Yeah, although we still don't have enough proof yet to be sure. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it sounds like you were able to figure something out. Glad I was able to help. Oh, one more thing. That guy seems to run with a pretty tough crowd. You better be careful if you're going to keep investigating him. Huh? What sort of people are you talking about? Oh, maybe it's the gang. They knew they were running away, and they're just like, you know what? Let's do the ransom note. Sell out our buddy and his new girlfriend. From what I overheard, he belongs to Desire. They're a nasty gang. Fighting, stealing, blackmailing, you name it. They've done it and more. Those people aren't above doing anything. Whatever it takes to get what they want, they'll do it without blinking an eye. I don't think that guy understands what he's gotten himself into. He seems to believe they have more honors and morals than they really do. That girl didn't seem to know any better either and just went along with what he had to say. We've talked to him before in the past. His name's Eddie, and that was more or less the impression he gave me, yeah. That makes me think they might just be using him for all he's worth if his outlook toward them is that rosy. That's what I wanted to warn you about. It's not him you need to be concerned about, it's the people he works with that could be the problem. Right, it's entirely possible Eddie's being put up to something without realizing it. Ace of the tip. You've given us a lot to work with. Now that we know all of that, where should we go next? I think we've got a good handle on what's probably going on here. Now we just need to confirm our findings and go from there. For now, we should figure out what's been going on with Eddie. Take a trip to Newberry and Old Town. Out of curiosity. And be careful if I were you. You guys are stepping into Desire territory with what you're doing. Of course, you're not the only one stepping into trouble. They sure seem to be using her friend who's with them as well. Can we just... There we
On my
are.
way.
Teleport right there. Also, how much money do we have? 41k.
Why, hello.
Fun to see for the optional vitality droplet. Hey Brenda, I'm dropping by because of the job. I wanted to ask about your son. Mind telling us what your kid's been up to lately? Oh, Adios, should I be worried? Did that boy of mine do something? No, nothing to be alarmed about. We're looking into something and we thought to ask him a few questions. How has he been doing lately? Feel free to go into as much detail as you can, please. That's a relief. Or as much as can be, really. I get no one to stress when it comes to that boy. As for how he's been lately, something does come to mind. He usually doesn't have a single mirror to his name and will constantly demand I lend him some. But he looks like he's doing well lately. Actually, he even said he'd finally pay me back all he owed. He could be doing a whole lot worse, but he don't look too happy about it. I know for a fact that boy doesn't have a job, not even a part-time one. The money he's been getting is coming from that gang he's a part of. And if that's not enough, they said they might promote him if he did good with his current job, if you believe it. I think he mentioned it having to do with helping this girl he met, but I didn't really get it. Plot thickens. Must be some big shit if he's up to if they're offering him authority. There's also the matter of the girl in question. At this point, I believe we can more or less piece together what his task entails. Sigh. So Eddie's really up to something dangerous, isn't he? Stupid son of mine. Could you please lend him a hand? Despite everything, I'm still his mother and would hate to see him hurt. Don't even need to ask. Neighbors gotta look out for each other. Sigh. I'm glad we're finally done talking to Brenda. That was a lot. We have everything we need to report back to Mr. Rumsfeld now, don't we? Correct. Considering when the two sides are supposed to meet, the timing couldn't be better. Which means we're heading over to Dirk Memorial Park next. We'll take the time to go through all the info we gather and come up with an action plan. Fine by me. You're the boss. Gotta talk to her, right? Hey Tess, when he gets himself into trouble again, can you set him straight for me? I just can't get through to him anymore. Yeah, we could just teleport right to Dirk Memorial Park.
Off we go.
Bam, I should have saved. Just in case there's a decision. Also, we weren't able to teleport like to the actual entrance before, were we? It was just like the inner area. Dirk Memorial Park Forest. That's a new area.
Alright.
Oh, I remember you guys. You helped us out with our monster problem earlier. Thanks again for all that. As you can see, we're back in business thanks to you. A few areas still need work, but they'll reopen when they're ready. Hopefully, we'll see a good uptick in visitors when all's said and done. Rumsfeld? Oh, it's so good to see you all. I gather your investigation into the culprit is finished, yes? Would you please inform me of what you found? Sure. We've more or less figured out what led to all this. It's gonna take some explaining, so we'll go one step at a time. First thing you should know is, your girl's been hanging out with a local punk named Eddie. He's part of a gang known as Desire, though he hasn't really fit in with them much until now. Desire, I've heard of that group. People say they're ruthless and cunning, even the police closely monitor their movements. It's true, yet despite all of that, it seems that Eddie's been making a fair bit of money lately. In fact, it started happening right when he and Berzelia first met. We have reason to believe these two facts are connected to each other. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Essentially, you believe that this Eddie fellow is receiving payment in exchange for befriending my lady? Yeah, something like that. Considering who he hangs with, it makes sense that Desire would put him up to this. Though it's possible that the money might actually come directly from Berzelia herself. I see. To that end, we've uncovered evidence that appears to tie all of this together. According to his mother, also they don't have Van here, so that way they have the optional person not contribute. Clever. According to his mother, Eddie said something rather peculiar to her. Namely, that if his so-called current assignment went well, he could be promoted to the gang's upper leadership. Considering the timing of this statement, it feels all but certain that this assignment in question must refer to the kidnapping and ransom. I see. Oh, there he is. I believe I understand the situation now. Basically, it was Eddie who committed the kidnapping, while Desire was the organization that masterminded it, correct? Yeah, it gets shittier than that. Ah, so they do add into the conversation. Well, we've heard your little princess was all too happy to have those goons whisk her off and hold her for ransom. She was? Checks out the more you think about it. Long story short, this whole thing is... It is both a staged kidnapping and a real kidnapping. Staged by the, Staged by Eddie, real by the gang. Truth of the matter is, this kidnapping is both real and staged at the same time. I will admit, I had the faintest suspicion deep down that may indeed be the case. Then let me rephrase my earlier assessment. In essence, my lady initially devised the kidnapping to be staged. However, now that Desire is involved, they're now attempting to turn it into an actual one with genuine stakes, yes? Bingo. They're only pretending to help her with their plan. But in reality, they're after a much bigger payday. Yeah, that's a score. They got a nasty reputation for a reason. I only had paid greater heed to my lady's loneliness. Perhaps she wouldn't have felt the need to go to such extreme lengths. So sorry, I can only imagine how you must feel right now. It is what it is. Can't take back what's already happened. I think more than anything, she's trying to test her old man to see if he'll choose her over his work. Moving along, I believe the main question now is how to go about addressing the ransom itself. You do not have to respond to their demands. You can attempt to ambush them instead if you prefer. No, that's quite alright. My lady's safety is absolutely paramount. As much as I would prefer to avoid doing so, I'm fully willing to offer the money if that's what it takes. Are you sure? 10 million mira is a massive amount. You're the president of a bank. Indeed it is. Nevertheless, I am prepared to take full responsibility for such a loss. I'm certain that if my master were here, he would come to the same decision without a doubt. As you wish. Alright, then we'll play things straight with them. Keep in mind, we're talking about a gang that had the guts to pull something like this in the first place. I don't think it's realistic to expect these goons to be on the up and up when it comes time to make the exchange. As we stay flexible and see how they act. Depending on how it all goes down, we may need to shift gears. If we do, might still be able to get the girl back without you having to fork over any mira. No promises, but we'll see. I appreciate the consideration, but it's clear how professional and thorough you all are. Regardless, we still have some time remaining before our meeting with my lady's captors is set to commence. Shall we wait here until it's time to depart for the rendezvous point? Let me give it some thought. We'll back out for now, we'll save. To do this to you, but do you mind if we make some preparation first before heading out? Not at all. Take all the time you need. I'll be here awaiting your return. Slap save down. I also want to check out over here, just in case we can actually go to this place. Nope, locked. He's taking a picture of the rock. Regardless, we still have some time remaining before our meeting with my lady's captors is set to commence. Shall we wait here until it's time to depart for the rendezvous point? Let's go. Might as well. We're all set on our end. Actually, before we go, I doubt those goons would take too kindly to all of us rolling up at once. We should keep the number of people who meet with them to a minimum. You okay if it's only me who tags along? Certainly. That sounds like a wise suggestion. If I may make a suggestion, Mr. Arkwright, why don't you pretend to be my subordinate? Never thought I'd be an under butler. Works for me. In that case, the rest of us will remain close by so we can quickly move in should you require our assistance. I feel like Rosette would be the much better decoy for this, but sure. She's literally dressed as a maid right now. That sounds like a plan. Be careful, you two. Knock him dead, Chief. Let's see those hostage negotiation skills of yours. Thanks, guys. Stay sharp in case things go south. Several minutes later, Van and Rumsfeld arrived at the location designated for the ransom delivery. With only moments to spare, the two came prepared, hauling an attached case filled with Mira. There you are. Rumsfeld, you came. Oh, my lady, I'm so relieved you're all right. Well, now, let's not count our chickens before they've hatched. We specifically asked for the girl's pops to come do the trade-off. I sure don't see him anywhere. What's the deal? Don't tell me he's the guy next to you. I find that a little hard to swallow. No, the master is currently away on business in a remote region. We as our bodyguards have been dispatched instead. Sorry, I'm not the guy you're looking for. But don't worry, we still made sure to bring what you're really after. Got 10 million Mira right here. Should be enough to satisfy, yeah? It's good enough. The bare minimum you were expected to, at least. Sucks to be you, though, eh, girlie? His own daughter gets nabbed and your old man just throws some cash at the problem. Can't even be bothered to show his face. He literally has no idea that this is even occurring. Don't you think it's a little suspicious he's at work? Maybe he's decided to ditch you and hang out with his girl toy instead? My father would never do such a thing. But I suppose perhaps that he doesn't love me after all. If even this failed to sway him. Hell yeah. My lady, you have nothing to fear. It's true that the master is ill-mannered at times, but there's nobody in all of Zemuria who loves you more than he. If you don't mind, I have a message I'd like for you to hear. Perhaps it will demonstrate how he truly feels. Is that my mobile terminal? What's it doing here? The master sent a recording to this device yesterday. Please, have a listen. Is this thing on? Am I being recorded? First, I should explain that I have to take off this morning on the first train out. Since we cannot speak in person, I wanted to leave a message for you at the very least. That's my father's voice. It's really him. I'm so sorry, Briselia. I'm so distracted with my work. I can only imagine how lonely you must feel. Birthday is coming up soon, isn't it? I know I was away on other business trips for the past 2 birthdays, and I wasn't able to celebrate as I should have. But I promise you, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I'm home in time for your birthday this year. And when I do return, I'm going to give you your present myself. Till then, it pains me that I have to leave you alone yet again. Please try to keep your spirits up. Know that I really, truly do love you, Briselia, my darling daughter. Sniffle. Father, I didn't realize you cared so much. How did you decide to step up and show he knows how to be a dad for once? Managed to come across that voicemail. I'm genuinely impressed. Well, I remember that the master asked me several days ago how to send such a message to someone. Made me wonder, perhaps it was the young lady whom he sent it. Then, when I went searching, sure enough, there it was. Sniffle. How could I have been such a fool? I shouldn't have doubted Father and tested him like this. Sorry, Rumsfeld. I must confess this whole kidnapping planned by me. I was scared that Father didn't truly love me, so I think nothing of it, my lady. We felt the need to act. I completely understand how you must feel. Sniffle. Thanks, Rumsfeld. I'm okay, Eddie. You can let go of my hand now. I might not have achieved what I set out to do. I still want to pay everyone what I can in exchange for their time. Celia, you don't have to do that, but if you're comfortable with it, I won't stop you. Not so quick, Eddie. This dumbass sob story's over. Now the fun begins. What's the meaning of this? We had a deal. Are you breaking it? You bet your fine rich ass we are. Why take your pitiful paycheck and make off with that empty ransom? And it's all thanks to our wonderful pal Eddie. Couldn't have done it without him. It's not every day you meet a gullible mark who's just begging to be held hostage and robbed of her own money. Can't be serious. You tricked me, Eddie? I trusted you. No, that's not true. I only agreed to help with your fake kidnapping, I swear. This is news to me, too. As for you two gents, don't even think about trying anything funny. That is a massive gun. Hand over the case, nice and quiet like. And make it quick, or else I can't guarantee Daddy's little girl will celebrate her birthday in one piece. You didn't put a single scratch on Miss Brazelia, you will pay for it. And I hate being right. But man, that's some what's the phrase? Freudian slip. I hate being right. I had a feeling it'd go down like this. I didn't ask you to introduce yourself, but I know you're that famous Spriggan everyone always talks about. I was on the lookout for cops or bracers, but I sure didn't count on meeting someone like you. That user there is one conniving old fart. So you know about Mr. Arkwright as well, do you? I figured you might be some mere hoodlum, but it appears you're smarter than you look. Shame you wasted on such nonsense. Well, you know who I am, then we can cut right to the chase. I took on a job and I fully intend to complete it. Giving that girl back one way or another. If you want to make a deal, we can talk, but not until you hand her over first. Otherwise, I got permission from my butler friend to send you all straight to Adios. Don't think I won't do it. Hey, hold on a minute, Jeffrey. This Irene would never stoop to something this low. Put gun down before you do anything we'll all regret. Please. You never do something like this? Don't make me laugh. You don't know the first thing about us. Listen, I got you in the gang for one reason and one reason only. Because you made for a handy, expendable pawn. You know what? You did good putting this rich brat up to all this. Better than I ever expected, really. I owe you one, so I'll tell you what. You can leave our gang right now. You're so queasy about getting your hands dirty. How about it? You can't be serious, Jeffrey. Tell me you're lying. I looked up to you. I thought you were badass. Quit your sniveling already. Eddie. Anyway, getting back to business. Where were we? Oh, right. Letting the girl go free. I wouldn't push my luck if I were you. Last time I checked, you weren't in a position to be making demands of us. As far as we're concerned, this chick's just a pile of used bait now. Sure you want to push your luck? Very well. Shall go ahead and hand over the briefcase. All we ask is that you return the young lady to us unharmed. Yeah, you got my word. Yeah, your word is as good as fool's gold. Now step forward, nice and slowly. Any sudden movements and I blow our brains out. Charge shield. Stop right there. Case on the ground and go straight back. I'll only let her go if you do. Got it. I hear ya. Comes the tricky part. No way he hands her over quietly. I already agreed that Rumsfeld would go in and rescue her while I held these idiots back. The question is what to do about the money. Safest thing would be to prioritize her safety and let the cash go. That'd be 10 million mirrored down the drain. Be chum change. On the flip side, Rumsfeld and I could trust Eddie with the case and focus on rescuing the girl. What to do? What to do about the money? So... I'm guessing it's law versus chaos, right? It's either law and chaos or law and gray. The job we were hired was saving her, so we'll go for the job. Prioritize her safety. Settled. Forget the money. Screen the girl comes first. Alright, look, we have every intention of giving you the money, just like you asked. We need to trust you'll fill your end of the bargain. What do you say you let her go forward a bit first? What did I just tell you? You're in no position to try and boss me around. Now, are you gonna do as I say or what? Fine, made your point. Is this good enough for you? Then Odysseus told and tossed the attached case. You moron, you really did it? You're damn right I did. Now it's your turn. Hand her over now. You'd think after netting this much cash doing nothing, I'm just gonna let her go? I'd have to be stupider than you. Amazing. A few measly little threats were enough to convince you to part ways with 10 million Mira. You're one of a damn kind. We'll be holding on to her for the time being. Better start scrounging up some more Mira for the next ransom. No. And predictable. Get the Mira, boys. It's ours now. Yes, sir. Don't think I didn't see this coming, too. Here, right back at you. What? Hey, lady, over here. Okay. What the hell are you idiots doing? Don't blame me, boss. That old Dick's stronger than he looks. I wasn't planning on you guys putting up such a fight. And it's only one of them. Here's a thought. How about I take the money and we call it even? Deal? Fine. Much as I hate seeing you get your grubby hands on it. Haters gonna hate. Later, suckers. What happened to everybody else? What an asshole. That leader of theirs was a crafty little prick to the end. Ow. Eddie, you're alright. But the money. Sigh. Well, that escalated quickly. At least it seems like Brazelia made it out safe and sound. That's what counts. Yeah, it sucks the bastards made out with 10 million, though. Please, don't concern yourselves with that. It's a small sum to pay to ensure my lady's safety. Indeed, without that money, I doubt they would have backed down otherwise. That's my take, too. That should resolve things amicably enough. I'm so sorry I put you through that nightmare. I can't tell you how glad I am that you're okay. It's alright, Eddie. I'm just relieved you aren't too hurt. If anyone should be apologizing, it's me. I feel terrible for believing that you deceived me. It's nice to see the two of you make amends. I must emphasize your business with us is not done. You put the young lady in danger in the first place. I wish to hear your side of the story later in order to get the full picture of what transpired. Is that alright? Yes, absolutely. I don't know how I'll ever make up for the lost money, though. Please, don't take this out on Eddie. It's my fault any of this ever happened. Well, looks like you can handle things from here. Unless you need anything else, I think we're gonna bounce. Mr. Arkwright, everyone, thank you again for your assistance. No words are enough to express my gratitude to you.
Well done, everyone.
Quest completed, and
Love to see it.
SP gained, and this is what we want to see. Oh, we got Law and Gray. Come on. Zippa's ringing van. So it is. I swear I've seen this number before.
What's up, Arkwright? Heard you had a bad time in Tharbad.
Chin? Eh. Not you.
Aw, what do you mean, not you? You're gonna make me cry.
Can you blame me for being wary? People are always hovering over me and judging how I choose to handle my work. Plus, I have a sinking feeling you're only calling to bring trouble to my doorstep. Again.
Am I that easy to read? Yeah, this job's a toughie for sure. I'll cut to the chase. Would you mind coming with me to the 13th?
13th. Surely you don't need me to spell out what that means. You strike me as the kind of guy who'd drop by there a lot. Comment. I'm curious, what business do you have there? No, nothing major. But it's not exactly a place I fit in, especially as of late. So I figured I'd ask you to tag along. Come on, help a guy out, will you? Alright, you win. You owe me one after this, though. Want to meet up in the C3 area? Sure thing. Oh, and don't feel like you need to rush if you got other business to take care of. I can keep myself busy while I wait. That's the famous Shin the Immovable. What the hell do you want? Well, nothing much. Don't worry about it. Guess I'll head over once I've wrapped up my other work. Choosing call it a day from the travel menu will cause the main story to advance. Yep. And now we're out here. We still have a quest to do.
Let's
so
be on our way.
let's handle that.
I know the guild.
Right. Very well.
Fine with me.
Okay. One bullet can change your fate.
Hello, Stefan. Are you Stefan, the guy who wrote that request? We're with Dark Solutions. You really came. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried you wouldn't even see my request. You mentioned worrying about the safety of your father. Yeah, he got himself caught up in a suspicious-sounding new religion. Huh. What he chooses to believe is his own choice, of course, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him for some time now. That's why I'd like you to try and find out if he's alright or not. That's all? Don't want us to try and knock some sense into him? I feel like that's what most people in your position would try to do. I have mixed feelings about the whole situation, to be honest. That religion in particular. It hasn't been all bad on us, or him really. Have you heard about them? They're called Libra Domina. Heard of it? No. Nor have I. Its fundamental beliefs are largely the same as those of the Septian Church. They worship Adios for one. But on top of that, it's also based heavily on the concept of karma. Doing good deeds brings rewards while bad ones do the opposite. Doesn't sound so bad. What's the catch here? As I said, it's actually done a lot of good for him. My father was kind of a terrible person before he joined them, you see. He refused to work and would just spend all his time either gambling or drinking himself silly. Mom got tired of it, and they eventually divorced. I didn't see him after that. Well, not until recently. When I finally met him again, it was like he was a totally different person. A friend of his apparently recommended he join the church, which he did. And the church put him back on the right track. Pretty much, he became a really hard worker and dropped both drinking and gambling. He's shown regret for turning his back on his family at the time, too. Can't say it's all bad. I'm hardly happy he joined, actually. But I just can't shake this anxiety I feel the more I hear about them. But have you heard about them? Once people join the church, they start trying to convince anyone and everyone to join too. Recruiting more members is considered one of the good deeds I mentioned earlier and lets you level up as a person. Isn't this like Mormonism? I heard that those who donate particularly large sums of mirror are given special blessings by the religion's guru too. Oh no, it's Scientology. My father's hoping that if he does good enough deeds, he'll be able to bring our family back together. Can't blame ya. Guys, that's shady as hell. That's why you're worried? Yes, I mean, what if it's just the tip of the iceberg? What if there are worse things happening behind closed doors that I don't know about? So, could I ask you to go and check on him? This really is a job more fit for us than the Guild or the Cons. What should we do? Should we take the job on right now? Of course. Oh, we're gonna get Gray and Chaos, hell yeah. Sure, we'll take your job on. That settled. Next up is figuring out where to start looking. You said a friend of your dad's the one that convinced him to join the church, yeah? Yes, that's right. His name is Carson. I remember hearing that he's usually in the Riverside district this time of day. Around the terrace area specifically. I think most people that want to join the religion or have any sort of interest in it have to go through him. Good start as any. Alright, let's head to Riverside and see if we can find this Carson. Just leave the rest to us. We'll let you know if we learn anything useful. Thank you. Good luck. We should go ahead and make our way over to the terrace area of the Riverside district.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
Carson's over at Riverside. He's usually around the stalls. If anyone knows what's going on with Dad, it'll be him. I'm sorry for getting you involved in this mess. Can't thank you enough for helping.
Catch a revival ship.
terrace area.
Then let's head over.
We also have to do all of our, what do they call it in this? Connection events? Yep, connection events.
Now then.
That looks like the person my client told me about. Hey there, you're Carson, yeah? Stefan told me to come to you. Oh, yes, so you know Walton's son then. I'm Carson, yes. I'm pleased to know you have an interest in our activities. Allow me to explain Libra Domina. Yeah, about that. Was kinda hoping we could hear all this from Stefan's dad, you know? Walton, I mean. I see. Unfortunately, Walton is currently busy with religious service. What kind of religious service? Ah, yes. Walton hasn't been able to make his tithes lately, I believe. He's helping out with services to the church. After all, tithes and good deeds both pave the road to a virtuous life. So, if you would allow me to explain our faith to you, I will. You wish to join the Libra Domina faith? Well, I'm intrigued at least. Of course, I can imagine you'll need to experience the wonder of our beliefs first. As it happens, though, you are in fact quite fortunate. You see, we're scheduled to soon hold the ceremony of purifying scales. Run that one by me again. Well, to start with, I should make clear that the Libra Domina in our faith's name is the same Libra of the scales. All is made equal by scales. Judgment is passed in the ceremony. Good shall be repaid with good, and evil shall be repaid in evil. Uh-huh. That's the peculiar flavor of your faith. So then, what should happen when the scales tip? Well, for those who have done much good, our Guru will grant them a blessing. For one who's done little good or one who's done too much evil, our religious leader hands down divine punishment. Sound of that? What does this divine punishment of yours entail? Should it be called for? They will be forced to even the scales with their own blood. Wait one moment. With their blood? How exactly? Well, honestly, I'm not sure myself. After all, I've never done an evil deed in my life, so I'm not privy to the details. You need not worry about it. As long as you earn your good deeds by preaching and tithing, you shouldn't have cause to meet such a fate. And what kind of divine punishment they have in mind, and I don't want to find out. Oh, come to think of it, Alton will probably be partaking in the gathering, too. As easy might be of service, joining the ritual is the duty of all believers. Yeah, we'll take you up on that offer to see the ritual then. Might be a good way to figure out if we want to join your faith or not. Well, of course, I'm thrilled to hear you're interested. The ceremony of purifying scales should be starting momentarily, in fact. The site is a sacred place suitable for freeing and purifying the souls of the people. Riverside's concert hall, of course, which we have reserved for our use. Now, if you don't mind, I'll head over there now so I can inform the receptionist that you'll be coming. Sure, thanks. The Libra Domina feel more dangerous than I first thought they would be. The silver lining is that it sounds like our client's father's still well. I do hope we'll be able to find him at this meeting. None we can do except roll with the punches. Did sound like everyone would turn up, though. Y'all be careful while we're there. Of course, a mistake could turn an entire room of disciples into enemies. Let's get going to the concert hall then. Bunch of weirdos trying to sell the concert hall of all places as some sort of holy ground. At least it should make things quick and easy. Should be done with those creeps quick enough. Swoop around. Hello again, everyone. I've been waiting for you. I've already spoken to the receptionist about your wish to observe our ceremony. It'll begin momentarily. Are you ready to join us? Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Show us in. Of course. Come with me. Sec. There we go. Goddess Adios, we offer our gratitude on this holy day. I've done so many good deeds, I'm guaranteed a blessing. Glory to Libra Domina. Glory to Libra Domina. Oh, that went from 0 to nuts real quick. I'll excuse myself now. May our Guru bless you all. Yeah, thanks. Goodness, they are certainly passionate. Sure are. Might be new and all, but I get the feeling they're gonna be a big pain in the ass at this rate. Honestly, I'd be out the door already, but we gotta find our client's father first. I believe I've located him. That man over there might be him. It looks like our guy. Good. Confirms that he's alive at least. What do we do now? Here's the guru. Everyone, let us offer up our prayers of gratitude for this day, guided by the scales. Oh dear Adios, goddess of the sky, we thank you for this day of salvation. Very well then, in the name of Adios, I hereby proclaim the beginning of the ceremony of purifying the scales. We shall correct the injustices that have been left untouched for right and wrong, purify our chaotic world. More like mindless drones and people here. We follow along as well? Now we're just observers, remember? Gotta do anything. Yet. I get creeped the hell out anyway, just thinking about acting like them. And once I agree with you. First, let us begin by rewarding those whose scales tip heavy with good deeds. Followers Carson and Dolly, please step forward. Your worthy tithes and deeds in attracting new followers have caught the eye of our goddess. Therefore, I grant you both the title of Honorary Evangelist. May you both be a role model for all followers of our faith. Honorary Evangelist? I'm hardly worthy of such a great honor. Sniffle. I'll dedicate my whole life to proving myself worthy of such a title. It's the same Carson we were speaking to before, yes? At least he looks happy, but with donations and recruitments. This feels like your classic pyramid scheme in here. To continue forward, it's time to punish those whose scales tip heavy with evil deeds. Follower Walton, and the two transgressors from the other day. Please step up. Two transgressors? Here's Mr. Walton, but who does he mean by transgressors? This is going from bad to worse. First, the transgressors. Though followers of your faith you may be, you are insincere. Consider us deviants, going so far as to report us to the authorities. Violating the teachings of Adios is a sin heavier than any other. Therefore, I shall hand down your deserved divine punishment in her place. But screw that, you crazy cultist, you're a madman. Just stop by for the hell of it. I'm so done with this, let's go. And you, follower Walton, stand to receive the goddess's divine punishment as well. I'm well aware that my tithes are insufficient and I failed to do enough good deeds. I've been trying very hard to serve the faith by handing out flyers and recruiting people. I will serve as best I possibly can. Please, I beg for a merciful judgment. You admit your failure at doing enough good deeds, but fail to acknowledge all the evil burdens you carry with you. You continue to fail to take responsibility for your past. Were you not a drinker and a gambler that neglected his family while at it? Your lack of good deeds and the heavy weight of your evil deeds tipped the goddess's scales ever away from her favor. That can't be. I thought that by repenting and dedicating myself to my faith, my sins would go away and I'd be able to return to my family. That would be only possible if you'd even the scales with good deeds. Dare you object to the goddess's judgment? No. You needn't fear. Divine punishment as it may be, sacred ritual will cleanse you from your sins. Open your arms wide to your judgment. I shall observe your last moments myself. Now, away with you three. What? Did he just straight up admit that he's gonna die? With today's judgments, Adios' scales find themselves even once more. May you all continue with your good deeds evermore so that the goddess may acknowledge you. Glory to Libra Domina! Praise be to Libra Domina! This is utterly beyond the pale. Letting a religious movement like this stand as a threat to everyone. I doubt they're just gonna walk out of here now that we've heard all that. Probably gonna try to convert us the hard way, if that's what it takes. Makes me feel sick. Let's bounce before Carson gets back. Let's chase after our client's father and the rest. Afterwards, Van's team managed to sneak out of the concert hall without being noticed by Carson. When they got outside, they saw the guru boarding a luxury sedan driven by a Libra Domina follower. They also saw Walton and the two transgressors being forced into a second car. Van approached the leader as they were climbing into the cars, managing to slip something into him unseen. Onto him. A tracker? I saw that. Had something on his clothes. Was it a transmitter? That's the kind of thing you hear about in spy novels and such. Got it. Bit of an older model, really, but it's the same grade used by foreign intelligence divisions and such. Got through some, let's say, less than legal means. Been waiting for a while to get the chance to use it. It'll send its signal straight to a Ziffa. But let's report back to our client first. Gotta make sure he's aware that we found his dad. Allow me to make the report then. Go for it. Sorry, gang. Band and company got into their own car and soon started following the signal shown on the Ziffa. Soon after, the transmitter stopped, and they arrived at the last place they could trace its signal. How's it looking? Underground. So they've gone underground. It's quite the ideal place for any illicit activities if going undetected is your goal. Let's get after them or we're gonna lose them. Time to settle this. Oh. Barge in. How far in do we have to go? I was worried this might happen. Tracker sold that a signal is too weak to accurately follow underground like this. We split up and see if we can find them? Please wait one moment. The transmitter's orbital waves are faint, but it is possible to detect them. So if I use Marduk's search software, I should be able to pinpoint the transmitter's rough location. Good thinking. Or good thing we got you with us. But yeah, good thinking anyways. It worked. The transmitter is currently north of us and moving farther into the ruins. You really did it. That's amazing. Well, you're in your keep, huh? Let's get moving. Got it.
Here goes.
Let's start whacking.
Suggesting magic attacks.
Get to work.
I do hope everyone is well.
Suggesting magic attacks.
Get to work.
You have to kill a certain number of
Battle
enemies
finished. Now
in the
processing
field,
data.
right?
One more. Well then.
Doesn't
away
hurt to
we
get a
go.
little bit extra Mira too.
Get to work.
Charge attack available. Battle finished. Suggesting magic now attacks. Processing data.
It should be safe for now.
Suggesting magic attacks.
Let's get to work.
Charge attack
Ow, I
available.
got hit.
Come
One
back when you're
damage.
stronger. One more.
Battle finished. Now processing data.
The music just can't stay on. Kill them too fast.
Commencing battle. Battle finished. Suggesting magic processing data.
Get to work. Come back when you're stronger.
Suggesting magic attacks.
Let's get to work.
We're not done yet.
Battle finished. Now processing data.
Yep, just tucked right up into the back of this place, huh? This is one of Giacomo's old hideouts. Huh. That's a funny coincidence. Anyway, we ain't got time to waste. We're going in. Several minutes before. Wow, they're really tying the story into this. You son of a bitch, what are we even doing here? You can shove your divine punishment up your ass. Oh, Dios, please forgive me for my sins. The purification ritual before the ceremony is now complete. Now I shall summon a servant of the goddess to deliver your punishment. Oh, one of her 6 hands, bless us with your presence. Oh no. What? That's no servant of the goddess, that's a monster. Can't believe it. I will admit that as much as I tried to make this seem like a legitimate church, this part straddles the line of believability. Unfortunately, this is the only powerful monster the artifact is capable of summoning, so I fear it will have to do. It's a little nightmare to control, I'll have you know. It refuses to do what I tell it unless it gets fed in a timely manner. What's the meaning of this? Have you been deceiving us, Father? Not at all. I never expected anyone to really believe my lies. You just happen to be gullible enough to do so. Besides, when I said I would send you to meet your maker, I very much meant it. That is exactly where you'll be going. I can't believe it. Is this the end for us? Is an apology what you want? I'll apologize all you want, so please. I'm sorry, Stefan. I'm sorry, dear. Forgive me for my stupidity. Good job out on yourself, you shady bastard. Distraction. Sure didn't expect you to have an artifact, though. How'd you get your hands on that thing? Oh, who are you? No, I know you. You were at the ceremony earlier. Got us. Rock Red Solutions, and the son of one of these fine gents asked us to come investigate you. You're looking at me, then Stefan sent you? Indeed, he wanted to know if you were safe and nothing more. However, now that we know you are in danger, we cannot turn a blind eye. Move behind us, everyone. Right. You should also know that we recorded what you said earlier. I was disgusted by what I heard, too. You talk of good deeds, and yet it's all just a scheme to make you money. That wasn't bad enough, now you're treating their lives like playthings. What are you even trying to do? You just said it yourself. All I care about is getting rich. All I had to do was stream up a plausible-sounding church and flex my acting chops a little, and the mirror just flowed right in. I stumbled upon this artifact by complete coincidence, but it lets me get rid of anyone who stands in my way, so I'm more than happy to keep using it. I can't picture a better enterprise than this one. Clever little operation you got going on here. Too bad it turns my stomach just thinking about it. Well, you're free to think whatever you want, because you'll be carrying those feelings to the grave in a few minutes. Go forth, Divine Messenger. You will be punishing them first. Come on, taking them down.
Everyone, move in!
Oh. Tiamat.
Use displaying enemy stats.
That's not a dragon.
Let's party!
Well, honestly, I'd say the head is debatably half of a dragon's, and then just completely grotesquely modified,
Keep it up! It's working!
if you want to stretch it.
Go all out! Give them your all! I won't let this chance slip by.
Energy output max.
Cobalt curtain, activate!
Might as well
Activating
spam
skill.
S-Craft since we got all these extra
Boost gauge
turns.
limiter removed. Activating skill.
Go time! Here goes!
Oh, it has Earthquaker? Really? Absolute worst.
Bring it on!
I'm gonna guess he'll do that every time we damage him, just like his stupid worms.
Make it count, Aaron! Eat this, sucker! Some of this!
Oh, nope. He does not.
A chance!
That's actually good. At least, somewhat. I should have gotten next to Van for that.
Full boost! Go all out! Mr. Albright!
We'll just skip over that. 3,000 damage, not too bad.
Energy output max.
Accessing! Initialize!
Dead Scream.
Chance!
Guessing that would cause death blow if we let it happen.
I won't let this chance slip
Activating
by.
skill.
Mr. Way!
Energy output activating skin. Boost gauge limit crushed.
Not the best.
There! No, you don't!
My move now! Here goes. Brace yourself.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
Pile on the
Dispatching shield.
boost.
Now it's my turn. Cobalt curtain activated. A chance.
What is that, rock?
There.
A chance.
Activating skill.
Get out of here.
I won't let this chance slip by. Mr. Way.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Energy output at maximum. Activating skill.
I won't lose.
We got blindness, and that's not good. Hopefully we can get this. Come on.
Going all in.
You got it.
I owe you. I'll take that.
All stat specs healed.
I won't hold back. Cobalt curtain activated.
Go time.
Activating skill.
A chance.
It's going to be over in a second.
It's done.
A chance.
Six HP left.
Let's party. All you on
Activating skill.
sucker.
Mr. Way. Keep it up. It's working.
Eat this, sucker.
That should do it.
Some of this.
Very nice. No. Are you alright, Father? Yes, I'm fine. I imagined that my pet would be defeated. Whew. We could finally talk for real. That was a fun fight. But it's time you admit you've lost, Father Fraudster. Never. As long as I have this flute, I will never lose. Get back up. You still haven't wiped the floor with them for me. What's that sound? From the ceiling or the flute? He goes both. That's bad. They're both at their limit. He blows the flute again, it's gonna break and the monster's gonna go berserk. It's gonna make the crack of the ceiling even bigger. That'll bring the entire thing down. Should I finish off the monster before that can happen? Try and warn our con man priest, even if he's probably not gonna listen. I want to kill the monster. I have no time to stress over this. I'm gonna have to finish the monster. No, you don't. No. How could this happen? Ah. No! Still up for more, huh? It's more formidable than I thought. Now we're short on time here. What do you mean? The other guy's out of the room. I'll handle the monster on my own. Understood. Then please be careful. There we go. Hope this works.
Time for you to focus.
Oh. Why?
You'll pay for that.
Use a sharp full boost. Go all out.
I used it wrong.
Here goes.
Give them your all.
Here goes.
Activating skill.
Well, it looks like Van's got it.
You'll pay for that.
He's massively underpowered. Can I not get behind him for a back attack bonus? I cannot.
This'll hurt. It's over.
Wow.
A chance. This'll hurt. It's over.
There we go. Okay. That was weird. That was a close one. I think the ceiling will hold much longer either way, though, so I'd better hurry on out of here. Can't believe this is happening. I was supposed to be invincible as long as I had that flute. Just forgot about you. Fine, I'll drag you out of here, too. Nope, he's dead. Oh no, he somehow lived. Whew, not a moment too soon, huh? I had no idea the ceiling was about to collapse. I'm amazed you realized, Van. More than anything, I'm just glad that everyone's alright. I couldn't agree more. Regardless, we're going to need to take this con man in robes into custody. We hand him over to the police when we get back to the surface? It seems a bit much for us to handle on our own. Yeah, I think that's the best plan. As for you, we got somewhere else to take you. Oh, does that mean... Go be with your son and be happy. I'm so glad you're okay, Dad. You look like you've lost a bit of weight since I last saw you, though. Maybe I did. I'm sorry for worrying you, son. I was just so desperate to get our family back together. The church gave me hopes that I might, and I foolishly clung to it. After everything, I was led astray again. So ashamed. Still have work to do to be the man I want to be. If anything, it's good to see you being so honest with yourself. Don't worry, I'll be here to support you through it all, Dad. We'll improve together, no matter how long it takes. Oh, Stefan, thank you. It's so nice seeing a happy ending. I really can't thank you enough. Nor can I. I shudder to think what could have happened if you hadn't come in to help when you did. Thank you so much. Don't mention it. Just doing my job. The Guru and his accomplices have been arrested. I'm certain it's only a matter of time before the police dismantles the church itself. And the police said they would help with the care of anyone feeling the shock of the events that just happened. Now you can keep your head low and make sure you don't screw up that bat again. Oh, of course, you've got my word on that. Well, I think it's about time we let you get back to work. Once more, thank you and take care. Sure, same to you.
That's a wrap.
Mira deposit
Very
confirmed.
nice. And we get a little bit of everything. Aww. Chaos was not updated to 3. We are just short, it looks like. Alright, time to spend our free time points.
Initializing planner mode.
Question is, who should we party with? Looks like if we do this one, we'll actually max out her stuff. We basically get all but one, so... First one. Vashin. Advanced route decided to take a short break. Everyone split up. Ni hao, Van. Thanks for coming. You're okay with giving me a little tour, right? But first I was thinking... Whoa, pump the brakes a sec. I had a quick question for you if you don't mind. You picked a weird-ass time to visit Edith. What's the itinerary? I doubt you're here on your own. Yeah, but I was on a business trip here, so I decided to tag along. Though I do have some business on my own, if I'm being honest. Right, sketchy business if I had to guess. Doubt your old man's negotiation bake sales? Well, you're not wrong. He's got a few of our companies together to figure out a plan for you-know-who. Chow came along as well, but he's... well, I'm not sure where he is, actually. Real shame, honestly. This was a wonderful chance for a date. White Orchid Dragon's up to something, huh? I don't like the smell of that. Well, anyway, I still have a while before the meeting, so I figured, why not take a walk around? I was busy getting everything ready with the attendees, so I have nothing else to do. You know he did like the back of her hand, don't you? I mean, yeah, but can't Aaron do it? Might as well ask him. I did, but he canceled out of nowhere, the jerk. He didn't even call me, he texted. Can you believe that? Just texted me something came up, asked the old man if he'll do it. He hasn't changed a bit, I swear. Little shit. On Van, please, for me. It's been so long since I last visited Edith. There's so much to see, so many souvenirs to buy. It'll be a favor Heiue owes you for. Come on, please. Heiue really isn't gonna care about... Okay, fine, I'll show you around a bit. I'll call an apology for how that job thing went down. Yay, thanks. Which job thing specifically? Talking about everybody dying in that one part of chapter 2, was that? Hey, so which of these do you think would look good on Xiao? Really thinking about him instead. I thought this tour was for you. Oh, don't be such a killjoy. Xiao and I are going to eat together for the very first time. This is the perfect chance to deepen our bond. Should I pick out a matching piece for for myself now I think about it. I think that's a good idea. I can just hear him now. Oh, we match, I see. And then he'll get all flustered and... and that wouldn't happen. Lady, mind works in strange ways. Xiao is definitely a more business than pleasure kind of guy. Unless the pleasure is mixed in with his business. I wonder what kind of gift you'd like. Rimaferia is cold around this time of year, so maybe I should get him a pair of gloves. Perhaps a scarf. Is this for your little brother? He's studying in Rimaferia right now, ain't he? That's right. After all the trouble in Crossbow a year and a half ago, he decided to study abroad. I'm going to broaden my horizons, were his words, as I recall. His experience over there must have been eye-opening. Seems like you're proud of the kid. I am, but he could stand to be less cheeky. I wish he wouldn't fall head over heels for girls who are way out of his age range. Yeah. You gonna buy that for Gian? Yeah, he's a bit of a soba addict. According to him, nothing beats it when you're tuckered out. Sounds like he's been busy as a bee. There's a lot of advising these days. Guess that screw-up of his didn't shake his standing in Heiwei all that much. I'd suggest buying the flower from Cray. Soba fans love that stuff, so if you give him that, he'll be in 7th heaven. Oh, really now? Well, I think I'll trust your advice and go with that then. Shopping trip almost done? Oh, hey, Aaron. Well, I got some time to kill. What to do? Maybe I'll stop by for a bit of booze while the sun's still up. And then some cuties for when it goes down. But this is where you've been, Aaron. Ron. Look awfully relaxed for someone who just ditched all his responsibilities on me. How are you here? It's not that hard to guess what you've been up to. How come you canceled on me last minute? You haven't been causing trouble for everyone, right? I so know you messed up your sleeping schedule again, and I bet your diet's not far off. Oh, you did not just come all this way to have her nag at me. You were asking for it. Ben and Ashin took Aaron around town, having him serve as their tour guide for the day. After ending their tour at Trian Tower, they returned to the Seidan district. We're gonna bump up Aaron's connection too. That was fun. I got to buy a ton of stuff. I got to see all the sights, everything. It was really something to see the tower up close. It gives the Great Spire a run for its Mira. Not sure those were really in the same category, but fair enough. Hey. Oh, don't worry about them. I'm perfectly aware of them. I assume you're here on Liu family business. You're quite a ways from Longport, though. Seems everybody's traveling on business these days. I'd expect no less of you, Lady Ashen. Shadow? Yeah. Dongsho, huh? Not from the Liu family, are they? Indeed not. They seem awfully casual for Zhangzhou. Normally they try to hide their presence. So is the message being sent here that a Zhangzhou doesn't even need to try in order to keep tabs on little old me? I think you're mistaken, Lady Ashen. My master simply wishes to banish these clouds looming over Heiwei that we might shine brighter. It's really impressive how you can say that with a straight face. You really think your master's looking to resolve all this peacefully? That doesn't sound right, does it? Now, obviously, I'm not going to pick a fight with you, at least not in public. But if, that's a big if, your boss thinks he can get the better of us, then the Liu family will accept your challenge anytime. I'll let them know. Alright, let's head back now. Okay, wait. Give me a second to process all that. Way's little own princess, huh? Apple doesn't fall far from the tree there. I mean not to piss you off. I like having my head on my neck. Fear to think what would have happened if I turned you down. How rude. I wouldn't have done anything. Probably. I do value our friendship, Ben, and I'd like to keep it that way. I really owe you, both for Longport and for keeping Aaron safe. I mean it. Oh, I know. I was just messing with ya. But what were you talking about back there? Sound like some kind of turf war business. Oh, just some shadows sneaking around. It's nothing to worry about. I might have told you, but Heiwei is split between several groups and families. Sometimes we have to tie those loose ends back up ourselves. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. That's what Yaya always said. So basically, that was one of the Show from a different family line. Okay. Okay, let's head on back. I should let Baba know what happened. You want to see him? He should be back by now, and I think he might want to thank you for today. I'm good, thanks. That's kind of like asking me to walk into a minefield, no offense. Hey, come on, don't antagonize us like that. Ajin eventually got Van to comply, and exchanged pleasantries with her father. Despite being worn out from the encounter, Van met up with the rest of the gang and went right back to work.
This is one relationship I'll cherish. For Heiyue, as much as anything else.
So we got a Cerulean Charm. Neat. Girl with a monarch's education. Now, what is this Cerulean Charm? I'm trying to access... I forgot that you can't access the menu there. Accessories. Here we are. EP15, Arts Defense plus 150. Why does it feel like those stats are swapped? But either way, that's a lot of Arts Defense. It could come in handy in a certain situation. I can toss it out. Nothing's stopping me from tossing some of these items. Anyway, what is this? One bond maxed out. Yay. Alright then. Consume. And Spirit Droplet Arts Defense.
Initializing planner mode.
Alright, who's next? I guess maybe we do Elaine, because it looks like we'll be able to give her a gift maybe and bump that connection up to max. That's my guess. Let's do that then. Van's group decided to take a short break and all that. Or we're watching a movie. Hey there. Get used to seeing you here. Oh, it's you, Van. I'm not here to watch any movies. I was just passing through after receiving a nearby assignment. That explains it. Thought for a sec you were slacking off and sneaking in for a showing. Just because you have that sort of time on your hands doesn't mean we all do. I happen to be as busy as ever. Hey, I'm plenty busy too, you know. I'm just taking a short break. Anyway, which movie caught your attention? Curious what Beauty's Blade is into these. We can actually read the text. I'm trying to read that first one. It's the something something. It looks like some letters are upside down too. I see an upside down F and an upside down T. Very curious. One of those is just online. Sorry, can't talk anymore. I have to get back to work. Hey, I was just asking. The Mishi everyone loves is hitting the big screen. Mishi and Boots coming to theaters this November. Well, that explains it. Can't say I'm shocked. She's a little bashful about it. Along with Blake and Mishi, though, we got our local Mishi fangirl. I've got an idea. Sometime later. Hey again. Oh, we met twice in one day. What are the chances? You're playing it off like it's a coincidence, but I suspect this was very much deliberate. I could arrest you for stalking, you know. Oh, don't be like that. It's fun to get something to you. Here you go. Is this a Mishi plush? Yep, this thing's merch for the Mishi and Boots movie that's coming next month. You can only get it in theaters for a limited time. I have no idea how long you had to wait in line for it. Why'd you go out of your way to do that for me? Well, figured you wanted one because you looked like you were dying to see it. I don't want to see it that much. Even if I did, that doesn't mean you had to get this for me. Well, that wasn't the only reason. I just happened to remember about that promise I broke all those years ago. I know giving you this thing won't fully make up for it. You aren't wrong. Also, did you just refer to Mishi as this thing? Rude. Oh, well, sorry about that. Anyway, see you later. Flashback. So there's a theme park in Crossbow called Michelin Wonderland? That's new. And this is its mascot. We're back. What are you reading there? Looks like some news from Crossbow. Anyway, what's this cat-looking thing? Mishi? So it looks ugly as hell. Don't tell me you like that thing. I'm allowed to like whatever I want. Sorry my tastes aren't up to your standards. It's always good to see you two getting along so well. Crossbow's only one station away on the Transcontinental Railroad. Why don't you take a part-time job so you can take her next year? Don't push me into it. So, what you thinking? Really want to go? Really? You take me? I mean, if you'd really like to take me that badly, I suppose I can come along. This can't be cute, can you? I want to talk, Mr. Dark and Brooding. Thank you, man. I can hardly wait to go. Never went to Michelin Wonderland. Does he have any idea how many years it's been since then? Still, I'm happy you remembered. Afterwards, Van reunited the others and got back to work.
You've always been stubborn as a mule. Although I suppose that's reassuring in its own way.
The next level is actually more EXP, okay. So agility up. And Van hit connection rank 3. What does he get? SELM support effect. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie, who next? Okay, I kind of want to see Judas. Let's go. Then decided to pay a visit to the bookstore in Tyrell District and browse through their section on films. Man, this publisher works fast. Already got something out about the Tharbad Film Festival. Let's see what they say about it. If they were definitely there and watching the entrance. Check it out, another special on Nina Fenley. That chick's on a roll lately. I mean, why wouldn't she be? She stole Judith Lancer's crown as Best Actress at the festival. She's got to be the hottest actress in Zemuria right now. Guess it's now Nina's time to be in the spotlight. Not that I'll stop liking Judith or anything, of course, but you know what I mean. Hell yeah, man. No one keeps the action sexy like her. Hey, is that who I think it is? The answer is yes. Yes, very incognito. Okay, no time to waste. Time to watch another? We're watching the same movie again. It's gotta be the third time now. Huh? What the heck? What are you doing here? What am I doing here? What are you doing coming to this theater and watching your own movie over and over again? Don't you think that's kinda... Shush, don't you say another word. This isn't a good place to talk. Follow me. Alright, the coast is clear. She put her hair up. Are you out of your mind? Do you know what would have happened if people in that theater knew I was there? It'd be chaos. Hey, you're the one who blared your horn. I was trying to keep my voice down so only you could hear me. We're gonna notice you. Well, it wouldn't have been because of me. Oh well, you still... Anyway, you didn't answer my question. Why all the repeat viewings of your own movies? You that much of a narcissist? Who said I was a narcissist? It's nothing like that. Look, I get it. We all go through that phase at some point in our lives. It's perfectly normal for you to get a kick out of how hot you look in the mirror when you're going through puberty. Thought you were a little old for that, though. I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong. What do you mean, old? I'm younger than you. I'll take your word for it, then. So what is it you're doing? Some kind of weird hobby? It's not a hobby. I didn't come here to watch the movie. I came here to watch the audience. The audience? Like what, to bask in their adoration as they watch you strut your stuff? Oh damn girl, you're an even bigger narcissist than they thought. Gotta hand it to you. It takes a special kind of person to go to that much trouble to have their ego massaged. Props. You're just trying to piss me off, aren't you? You figured it out already? You're also hoping I'd get a couple more cells out of that. You could at least pretend to be a little sorry. Why would he? You have caused so many problems. I swear talking to you is bad for my mental health. Okay, we'll talk. I'm guessing you're here to gauge the audience's reaction to your work. Yeah, more or less. No, I'm mostly looking for some specific things. They come on the screen, I pay attention to how the people around me are reacting. Where they laugh, where they cry, where they're let down, stuff like that. Gives me a good barometer of how well my acting is landing with people, so I can see where I maybe need to improve going forward. Don't say. Didn't realize you did so much homework between shoots. I don't do it to study their reactions either. I also do it to put things into perspective for myself, I guess you'd put it. Not sure I follow. When I'm filming something, I obviously like to think that the final product's going to come out just like the director and I intended. But audiences don't always see what we see in the same way. You might hate something you felt confident about, or love something you didn't even put all that much work into. Some people might chalk it up to just differences in taste or perspective, but that feels like such a waste when there's so much you can learn. Unlike what you might think, we don't make movies just to satisfy ourselves. We want audiences to be moved, maybe even be inspired by them. You can't improve your craft as an actor unless you take the time to sit down and figure out where you and your audience don't see eye to eye. At least that's what I sincerely feel. Huh. You put more thought into your work than I expected. I always figured you were just riding the wave of your success all the way to the bank. Hey Dios, you sound just like my mom and granny. What is it Maria makes you think I'm anything like that? I was trying to give you a compliment, I swear. Interesting to know your family gives you that same sort of grief, though. Pretend you didn't hear that. Impossible. Also, I'm impressed you can discern people's faces so much in some dark movie theater. Is that one of the perks from your side hustle? Is it cat vision at night? No, it's not because of... I have no idea what you're talking about. Who does this woman think she's fooling? Is this sort of field research something you always done since becoming an actress? I used to do it a lot back in the day, but the last 2 or 3 years, not so much. These days, as soon as I wrap up one film, it's immediately on to the next shoot. Between that and my other occupation, I hardly have time for it now. If you had some free time for once and decided to do it for old time's sake? At it, more like I had to make it for myself. I had to turn down every offer for shooting and interviews in order to make this happen. No kidding. I'm determined, huh? Not just that, I miss it and want to... It's not just that I miss it and want to do it. The festival made me realize I need to start upping my game. Because you had the award for Best Actress taken from under your nose. Pretty much. You have such incredible talent for an actress at her age. I knew she might catch up to me sooner or later, but I didn't remotely expect it to happen this soon. I get how that might be a shock to you, but it's just one film festival. Do you really need to be so hung up on the results? Or winning the award doesn't take away from the caliber of your own acting. Golden Blood and Wolves Requiem are both huge. Both huge, incredibly entertaining films. Most reviews had them neck and neck even when it came to the quality of their acting and the sheer level of polish. I appreciate the pep talk, but I don't want to give myself excuses for what happened. At the end of the day, I lost out. Those are the facts, plain and simple. If I don't always knock audience and judges off their feet with my acting, then I'm not doing the absolute best I can. Spoken like a true actress who's earned a spot as queen of the industry. When I first got to see the real her, I thought I'd regret ever being a fan. But maybe I don't have anything to worry about after all. Got something else you want to say to me? Anyway, not to get off topic, but how did you see through my disguise in the theater? I know it wasn't the most elaborate thing in the world, but I was pretty confident I wouldn't get caught. I probably only noticed because I heard a couple of guys talking about you right before I saw you. If I hadn't, I thought I would have given you the time of day. Really? What were they discussing? Nothing big. Just how things went for you at the film festival. From the way they were talking, those awards, or lack thereof, I guess, don't seem to have done anything to diminish your fan base. I know I still count myself as part of it. Oh, good to know. Well, don't you worry. Next time a film festival comes rolling around, I'll be standing at the top of that winner's podium where I belong. Until then, I'm going back to the basics and honing my acting so it's much better. You'll see. Good luck with that. I'll be watching. Afterwards, Van escorted Judith to the subway on her way back home. From there, he resumed his patrol around town.
Maybe you're not so bad after all.
Bam, level 2, and artifact up. Alright, we got one more. Wrong button again. Alright. Ren or Reset? Was to talk to me about all the paperwork that's piling up in the office. It's a real pain, but I guess I should handle all I can. And received mail from Kitty. There's been a certain issue around Aramis as of late. Think you could help me handle it? And keep all of this a secret from Agnes. Got it? If I have time, I should give her a hand. I mean, like, we're going to be bumping up their connection levels by default anyway. Through going to movies, so might as well just go with Ren. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up. It's good to see you, Spricken. Thanks for coming by. No problem. Expect to get a request from you of all people, though. Is. Why don't you want Agnes to know? No, I just don't want her to worry for no good reason, that's all. That's all. What's the real reason? Because it'll be more fun to take care of it if it's just the two of us. Fun, huh? I always have an interesting definition of that. Don't get me wrong. I really don't want to concern Agnes with this either. I'll take your word for it. You said you guys were having some kind of problem around the neighborhood around Aramis? Right. In short, we seem to be having some people who are trying to spy on students of late. Not something you really want to hear. Have you talked to the police or guild about it? No, not yet. My source of this information isn't the kind I'd rather share with the police in particular. I'm sure you understand. Fair enough. Stick my nose where it isn't wanted either, then. Talking about kids being spied on here. And conventional wisdom would suggest these people are scoping out to kidnap them later. Wouldn't be all that surprising considering how many kids there come from money. Even so, the sort of security that the campus has got their work cut out for them. They do, but the signs are there nevertheless. Plus, these people don't have to strike on campus to cause trouble. Once the students leave campus, they're out of our security guard's orbit. Right, is exactly what they'll be doing sooner rather than later. See where this is going? Exactly. A big trip coming up puts me in a real bind. With the students operating on their own outside of campus, it'll be impossible for me to be in all places at once to keep an eye on things. Yeah. I need to moisturize my mustache. It's very itchy. Or at least the stash part of my facial hair. Which is why I prefer to get all of this straightened out before we leave, so I can put this idiot's machinations to bed once and for all. Sounds like there's more to this than meets the eye. Even without me knowing, I understand where you're coming from. Not something we should put on the back burner, that's for sure. But does that mean you'll help me? Come this far, so I might as well. Plus, I'm curious what would make it so fun, as you put it. Guessing you have some sort of reason you want me to help you specifically? I do. I have a good hunch who might be behind this. He's the kind of person who'd be best to handle with your help. Of course, I want to make it worth your time too, so I've arranged a special award for you in addition to your usual commission. There's a famous ice cream maker in the Burl who put together a brand new gelato flavor. A flavor that I just so happen to have flown to me all the way from Gransville. You interested? Interested? That flavor's the hottest topic right now in the Sweets magazine I read. Thought they had orders from that stuff backed up all the way to next year. What can I say? If I want your services, I gotta make sure I come prepared. It's the least I can do. Know me too well, Kitty. That's on the line. You can be damn sure I'll earn my keep. Get to work. Van and Ren started looking into any suspicious information they found relating to Aramis. With Ren having already identified a few leads of her own, the investigation proceeded smoothly. Soon they found what group and who was behind everything. Shady mafiosos. Okay, now that the plan is settled, all that's left is to take action during the school trip. Remember that we're only helping you because our boss trusts your plan to work. Better go off without a hitch. Of course it will. Just follow the plan and soon we'll be rolling in ransom dough. Am I not part of the Delore family? My responsibility to see things through. And that's not all. As students continue getting kidnapped, the Student Council President will have to involve herself soon enough. The situation will soon demolish her reputation, and as she lay in shambles, we can lure her in with the kidnapped students. I'll finally be able to exact revenge on that accursed Ren Bright. Is this the guy who she basically kicked out of school in that one story in Trails into Reverie? I'm certain my father will be most pleased when he hears about this. Mr. Ronald, you're a devoted man, aren't you? I'm amazed you still remember me after all this time. I ain't so sure that a daddy's boy like him is the kind of fan club you want to have after you. But what in the world are you doing here? I had my suspicions you would be the one pulling the strings here, Ronald Griffith. Oh, huh. That jogs my memory a little. I've indirectly dealt with this brat before. It's your former classmate, yeah? The one that had a bone to pick with you and ended up getting expelled after trying to mess with you? The very same. You were most helpful digging up information on his father at the time, even if it was through our mutual reporter acquaintance. I must extend my thanks again for assisting me then. You two have no idea what hell you put us through after you ruined my father's career. No, I don't, and I couldn't care less either. You two were just asking for it. So let me recapitulate here. Your grand plan was to engineer a series of kidnappings to, as you put it, enact your revenge on me. What a tedious and oblique way of going about things you have. Some credit. His brain might not be turning on right after what you did to him. Probably scared him shitless of a face-to-face confrontation. You strike a good point there. Don't make fun of me. Me joining the Delore family was also I can make you pay. We're a mafia with roots dating back to the very history of the Republic. We're not to be messed with. So don't you dare underestimate me. And there's a name I haven't heard in a while. I would say the Delore family figures in at about the third largest mafia in the Republic. They vied for the second spot years ago, just behind Heiwei. Back then, they held an immense amount of power. However, Almada's recent moves have managed to displace them from their zone of influence, and they haven't been as active as a result. Shut up. I don't want to hear Almada's name anywhere in relation to us. Oh my, is Almada yet another sore spot for you? My apologies, that was so inconsiderate of me. You bitches are really asking for it now. I might have to fast-track things now, but you falling straight into my hands must be a blessing for Medios or so. Thank you for saving me the trouble. To show my gratitude, I'll give you a demonstration of the true darkness this world is capable of. What's so damn funny? Pardon me, Ronald. I couldn't quite help myself. Such a cute declaration to make towards me of all people. You're out of your depth. Shall we, Spriggan? Sigh. Fine, but I ain't doing all the work here. You needn't worry. I have a message I need them to hear loud and clear. You don't ever try to harm my students. You don't scare me. It won't take me 10 minutes with you until every bone in your body's crying in pain. Didn't even need to take out the sight. You've got to be shitting me. We're real mafia. Those gangsters from last year were nothing compared to us, so... No, we didn't even get a scratch in. You were right about one thing. It did indeed take less than 10 minutes. Now that I think about it, remember one of our grunts talking about getting their shit kicked in by a student before? Shit, I think this is that Arkwright dude's been making waves all over. Wait, was there nothing with Almada? What the hell's he doing here? This ain't no joke. We got no chance against him. Run, everyone! Yeah, and I guess they were pretty low on the family's pecking order. They still expect them to put up a better fight. Oh, wait, please. Here we go again. What was it, Ronald, that you said before? Oh, I know. Something about demonstrating the true darkness this world is capable of? The sheer audacity to even dare utter that. You, who's never had the courage to truly gaze at the abyss and have it stare back at you. Maybe it's about time I show you the true despair of that darkness. Oh dear, we've reached the same outcome as before. I expected all the bravado to take him further this time. At least we managed to clean up last time's leftovers, so things should be spick and span from here on. Arrest him. That we have. Must thank you again for your help. That's one more time to add to the tally. You probably didn't even need me here, let's be honest. You've come a long way from that kitty I first met. Good work today, Ren. The kitty you first met. Well, that was probably before Ouroboros. That was I believe he was involved in the raid on the, what was it? It was like, I don't remember what that one was. Was that the DG cult? Or, because I know that Pio was involved in that. I can't remember if Paradise was involved in the cult. Whatever. Likewise. Been a while since I played Zero and Azure. Literally the first game I streamed on this channel was the crappy machine translation of Azure. Good times. Having completed their objective, Van accompanied Ren back to the surface for his promised gelato. The two took a short break together, Van enjoying his reward alongside a black tea of Ren's recommendation before parting ways.
That wasn't a bad way to kill time.
And we get Van's arts attack up. Okay. Better coins. And good. No free time. Rip. And we only have a menu there for
Initializing planner mode.
gifts. If we actually have gifts to give, right? Alright. It's current time. 11:26. Okay, let's proceed with the story. We're probably not going to finish whatever current event is going to be happening, but... Actually, let's go to the office.
Let's be on our way.
We'll turn in the quests. We might level something up. Hey, Fairy.
Those are impressive results.
Yep. 182.
Then I'll
C++.
update your rank.
We get
Got it.
Macho Belt. Oh, 15 craft points every turn? What? That is kind of insane. Like, Van has the headband, which is like just like a 10% increase. But like, oh, it's a 30% increase. But just a straight 15 every single turn is really good. And also just strength up, always cool. Awesome. She could probably throw something on. I don't know what a lot of these do. This wouldn't be a bad idea. 500 HP. She doesn't have any accessories on. She could definitely use a speed increase, so we'll give her that. Why not? I believe we are done. Wait, actually, there might be an NPC in here.
Oh,
What's up? Where did I go wrong? Oh, sorry, it's nothing. Oh. We literally just solved the problem, but there's nothing there for it. No unique dialogue. can't remember what level the, let's see, which room was it? Or the thingy? Literally the first room, I just didn't look deep into the room.
Activating.
Like, this one's like level 40, right? 44.
This is your chance for a
I
shot.
just wanted to see what level it was.
Attack their weakness with an art.
I'm pretty sure we can't kill this guy yet. So we'll try it a later time when we level up a little bit. So probably next chapter. Alright, let's call it a day. In-game. I agreed to meet with the removable once my other work was done. They have over there now? Yeah. That's why we're here. Afterward, they went down to Station Street to pick up some odds and ends. Then, when it came time to return to the office... October 18th, 3:30 p.m. It's a little early, but I think we should call it a day. You're now back to the office, Agnes. Feel free to go straight to the dorms if you want. Really? This about your call with the big guy earlier? No, it's nothing that important. Oh, and your trial period's over, Rosette. I don't know how long you're planning on hanging around, but we're happy to have you. Thank you. I'll bring the supplies we purchased back to our base. Appreciate it. Anyway, don't stay out too late now, guys. Oh. Something about this rubs me the wrong way. You say we tail him. We shouldn't have made his privacy. Not fooling anyone. We both know you want to find out what's up. I mean, yes, but... Rosette, aren't you against prying into Van's business too? On the contrary, I'm in full support. I've been fiercely curious about his destination. Furthermore, it seems he was going there for the sake of his acquaintance rather than for personal business. But in truth, I was recommended to start spending more time as I please, so I intend to do just that. Oh, what? Nice save made. You could use some help, though. Let's give the Pipsqueak a call. Will you be coming along, Miss Claudel? Fine. I don't want to be the only one left out. I really thought you were more mature than this. I apologize for my imperfect nature. I'm still only 20 after all. Alright, so what are we spying on? Exactly. He's on the side of the street we're not allowed to walk. Nice. That we're not allowed to walk on. Not as stealthy as you think. Okay, seedy underground area. There goes the letterboxes. Man, you guys bracer like you can't just stand around here and not expect to get stares. Hey there, sorry for calling you on such short notice. How'd you manage to convince the others to let you go? Don't worry about it, I lost them anyways. But think you'd give me more of a heads up next time? Those kids will poke their nose into anything once they catch a whiff. Sure thing, next time. Sigh. So, what do you even want from me? You just want someone to help you blend in, when Elaine or Clausel done the job just fine? They're tough enough to serve as backup, but they'd probably make me stand out more than you'd think. Besides, I think you're a better fit with who we're about to meet. Oh, come on. Hey, I'll buy you a drink for the trouble. Anyway, let's get going. It's Shao, isn't it? He's in town. "13th District, Dark Light Town." Oh, neat. It's a little shady underground area. With scantily clad women everywhere. Blacklight District. Well, here we are. Place the city's very worst call home. The dude on the right looks like a fucking like resistance fighter type person. For how long it's been around, kind of crazy how much more lively it's gotten the past few years. Again, don't find any map, yet people are still somehow finding their way down here. But what criminal wouldn't be tempted by a literal lawless zone where they can let off all the steam they damn well please? Might be a bit much for your little ones to handle right now, though. Yeah, hate to do it, but I gotta introduce them to it eventually. Can't stay ignorant of its existence forever when you're in this line of work. True enough. So my impression of you being a mother hen looking after her chicks wasn't so far off after all, huh? Oh, can it? Where are we going? Well, let's peek at the nearby bars for starters. Watch your back, alright? I know.
Mind if I split? I've got a bad feeling about this.
Hey, he's actually in the party.
Come on, man. Where's your adventurous spirit?
I was hoping I can glance at his stats. There we go. Hey, you see he's level 40. How do I glance at it? There we go. Crass. So, Arhat Palm Strike. Can't pronounce that. Heralding Fist. Heavy Elbow Strike and then a Deadly Punch. Thundering Kick. Oh yeah, that's a fun one. I wonder if they kept the incredibly broken mechanics that it had in Trails in the Sky the Third. And Distend. HP heal, so self buff, yeah. HP heal, then damage and resistance up L. Pretty good. For only 30. Immediate quest event.
Time for you to focus.
Wow, that didn't take very long at all.
Time's run out. Fine, let's play.
Oh, shit isn't even controllable.
My move now.
Display as a
Gangster machete and gangster gun.
Earthlight. Take that. Your move, Jim. Here we go. Heralding Fist.
Man. So dynamic in the camera angles.
This'll hurt.
Use a sharp to get the upper hand.
Activating skill. Away with you. A chance.
Alright. Just double S crap for the win.
Limiter unlocked.
Son of a chance.
Activating
Break
skill.
it.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
You kidding me?
Easy. That's how it's done. Almost feel sorry for the bastards in hindsight. Almost. Gotta be pretty wet behind the ears to pick a fight with the immovable and not know what they're getting into. Doesn't show why the Taito school still got its rep. It's lost some of its luster from back in the day, alas. The Central Dojo closed down 10 years ago after Master Ryuga passed. Now it hangs on by a thread, split between several disparate dojos. One of those? Got something on your mind? I remember you like to go visit those rinky-dink dojos every now and then to train with the disciples. Why not take up the mantle and revive the Taito school outright? Ever think of doing that? Can't imagine anyone would have a problem with you taking the reins. I'd love to see that as much as anyone, believe me, but I don't think I'm cut out to lead the whole school like that. I can't just shirk my duty as a bracer to chase some pipe dream of mine. Hey, once I'm retired, I'll give it some thought. True, Guild probably can't afford to lose somebody as high up as you. Given everything going on right now, yeah. You flatter me. I can't take all the credit, though. You really held your own in that fight back there. You got a lot of moves in your arsenal. I could tell you trained in Kunlun clear as day. Must have a hell of a master to be able to fight like that. Hell of a master's right. He went and wasted his talent on a punk ass like me. expect me to repay him for everything he did. You don't say. What do you mean? Anyway, let's keep moving. Our destination should be further in. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it means he's most likely dead. Area is sealed off by an enormous barrier. Unfortunately, we can't get over it.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
Maja's medicines. Hey there, can I interest you in any of my specialty herbs? Satisfaction guaranteed. Before you ask, all my stuff is safe and street legal. I'm just here to give people a good time. I do have some of the grayer stuff, but I've had issues with people not using it right. Can't trust those boys with it, so I don't advertise it. But I told them to be careful with that stuff, but no dice. But, well, that's what I get for dealing with those types. Never again. As she talks, it sounds like her stuff's on the up and up. Gotta use it wisely and you'll be fine. Interesting. Maybe I'll take a look at her inventory. Partly because I'm curious and partly to make sure she's sticking to her word. You know, I had some funky hookahs come in through Tharbad. I had them for sale for a hot minute, but then I heard the police were going around clearing them off the streets. I opened them up, and sure enough, they got some real hardcore stuff in them. I pulled them after that. It's just not worth it. I'm not that kind of business. I sell good times, not lifetimes.
What will it be?
Okay, cookie. Give. Chamomile earrings for Elaine. Or I'll buy it.
I'll be seeing you.
Well,
What's next?
Earrings that are both gorgeous and cute. Resembles chamomile flowers. Might be a good gift for Elaine.
Aw,
There you go.
you shouldn't have.
Alright, what else we got in the shops? There's a lot of people here. Hey there, boys. You out from out of town? Why don't you stay a while and I'll show you a good time, Oh, you're quite the stud, and your friend there? He's just enormous. In more ways than one, I hope. You make a tempting offer, miss. You're a real sight for sore eyes yourself. Not worth it, dude. It's a wild ride and you don't want to be on it. Oh. Well, look who it is. Mr. Arkwright Solutions himself. And he's got the immovable tacking along with him, too. Interesting. Very interesting. Something must be going on for the two of you to be working together, but I'll mind my own business. You sound pretty well informed, sir. Nothing gets past you, does it? You know what they say, knowledge is power. He who knows more controls most. That's the key to staying in the black down here. That is to say, I trust you won't have any problems with my humble little store, Mr. Vathek. Of course, sir. Provided you don't cause any trouble for us at the guild. I did not remember Shin's last name. Yeesh, talk about an uneasy truce. I ain't sticking my nose into their mind games, no sir. I shudder to imagine what necessitated that, but I know better than to stick my nose where it doesn't belong. Whatever's brought you two together, I appreciate your business all the same. What do you got?
I've got some fine wares for sale.
Vitality
Best
drop,
come again soon.
and then his regular stuff.
I've got some fine wares
A classic
for sale.
coin, might as well buy it. And an antique locket for rent.
Best come again soon.
Banner launch.
There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Gifted immediately. Why hold back? There are a lot of shops here. Nice mask. Jason? No, his name's Morgan. Howdy there, Spaghetti Doo. And is that the immovable Mr. Jin I see? Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. How have you been, big guy? Wait, you guys know each other? You really are a celebrity down here, ain't ya? I wouldn't say that. Morgan just happens to be one of the more reputable merchants here, and I do sometimes employ his services. He kinda tiptoes the legal line, but he's been an invaluable informant for us at the guild, so we just sort of look the other way. Oh, mercy, that's so nice of you, Mr. Jin. Too nice, in fact. I haven't done that much, really. I still feel terrible that I couldn't help you before. I'm so sorrily sorry. I'm pathetic, I tell you. Just a failure in the eyes of Adios. No, it's weird as hell seeing a guy in a mask being up on himself like that. It's giving me whiplash. Yeah, I get that. He's an eccentric fellow, but I take it to mean he's a good guy at heart. Well, shut my mouth. I'm surprised to see you two boys mingling together. I have a whole slew of outposts scattered around Calvert. I just happen to be staying around the Blacklight district for the time being. By all means, feel free to look around and browse my merchandise. I'm more than happy to show you all the wonderful blessings I have. What you got?
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
He's just selling generic weapons. He's selling unique armor, though. Jagd armor. Protective suit developed for combat use, worn by Jaegers. We'll give it to Perry. Raid boots. Boots that muffle the sound of footsteps, used in ambushes. Here you go.
We await your next visit.
That's where we have to go, so let's look everywhere else first. Oh, hey there, little guy. See you there. Oh, you're so big, mister. Should have some of Mommy's drinks. They're delicious. I'm not allowed to have any because I'm too little, but you guys will love them, I know it. Sounds like a ringing endorsement to me. I'll never say no to a good glass of brew. Really? You're gonna have one of Mommy's spirits? You promise? You bet. I'm a little too busy to sit down for a drink today, but I'll come back another day for it. Deal? Hey, I'm gonna tell Mommy right now. Oops. Might have run my mouth a bit too much there. That kid got me hook, line, and sinker. I'll say. No wonder this joint does pretty well for itself. You're so big, mister. You're like a bear. Hey, mister, won't you come back to play another day? I'll be waiting. Well, how can I say no to a face like that? Got a deal, kiddo. I'll come back soon, okay? Hook, line, and sinker. Forgot to eat this.
Love me a sugar rush.
Defense plus 30 to everybody. That's a very good buff.
Let's talk if
Gabriella. Serious? Jin Vathek? What the hell are you doing here? Look, if you're just a customer, that's fine, but you're on our turf, and we're not the straight laces you deal with on the surface. You just stay the hell out of our business, and we'll steer clear of yours. You got that? Don't worry, I know my place here. I'm not looking to ruffle any feathers. Sometimes all I want is to shoot the shit over drinks. Nothing wrong with that, is there? No, provided you don't try to pull anything funny. And drop the goody two-shoes bullshit while you're here, okay? Makes me want to puke. I hear you. I'll be careful. Thanks for the warning. Must be some kind of ex-Jaeger to be talking like that. Best you don't go down that rabbit hole. People don't like your prying into the histories here. Anyway, pretty sure this ain't the bar we want. Racers make me sick just looking at them. Always have. I sure still don't miss that part of the surface. Bunch of hypocrites who don't know jack shit about how the world works. They're not mafia bad, but that's not exactly a high bar. Just stay in your damn lane. This is our world. You want to be cops and your shiny badges don't mean shit down here, so get lost. And anybody who tries laying a finger on my yada, bracer or not, they'll have hell to pay. Real hell. Remember that if you want to live. I mean, he's already...
Don't take too long to decide now.
He's already gotten Jin's business, so...
Come back soon.
Northern Tonic. Cocktail made with distilled North Ambria liquor. What this? This road seems to lead to the outside, but the door before it is locked tight. So they have multiple exits on the map, but you
don't
can't really
sense
go
any
through it.
chi. They must not be here.
Oh.
Who in the hell are you talking about? Whoops.
Wrong way, bud.
Whoops.
I gotta try every single area. Shin the Immovable is listed in our party, for sure. Hey, Chessmaster. Evening to ya. You're shitting me, right? Better hold things up. Yeah. We knew it was him.
Delightful it is to see you, Mr. Arkwright. And you as well, Immovable.
How have I been? I've been okay. A little tired.
You sure took your sweet ass time.
Oh. And, yeah. Got my dog here. Thankfully, she's actually being quiet tonight. Whereas, like, the last time I took care of him, I had to keep that dog on my lap to keep her from barking.
Didn't expect Arkwright to be with you, though.
colorful cast already, but who was the guy sitting at the head of the table in a cloak? I'm just here to do him a favor. But if I'd known we were coming to see scumbags like you, I'd have turned him straight down. Come on now, no need to be like that. Yeah, who is that? You were in Calvert, but it's hard to believe it's been 2 years since I last saw your face, eh, Walter? Not since Jormungand, huh? Bugged the hell out of me when you weren't even able to use that chance to settle the score between us. Same here. But I'm sure it's no coincidence I was suddenly able to meet you so easily. I spoke to these two before you showed up, but meetups like this here and there ain't such a bad idea with how little we know about those guys. I see now. We're all after Armada, so we're here to trade information on them. I mean, you fucked up, you embarrassingly fucked up badly after the pants incident. Didn't think I'd chance it to a gathering this major, so who's our imposing friend?
I ask that you proceed as though I am not present.
Okay.
Think of me as a random traveler who happened to be here when you arrived.
That's, asking for a lot. Though the code in you being part of this group gives me an idea of who you're affiliated with. Simultaneous sitting. To kick this thing off, it's proving impossible to even learn more about Armada at this point. Read about a report the other day that a bracer on an undercover op on them still hasn't come back. We've been in much the same position ever since the situation in Longport. Not long ago, a cold-blooded warning video was sent to our Council of Elders, the kind meant to serve as an example. Just keep getting worse. We've had nothing like that on our end. But there is one guy on top who can't seem to wipe the smile off his face since they cropped up. He's one real shitbag. So if he likes them, you know they're real monsters. Sounds to me like we all think we're better off crushing them before they become even more of a headache. This guy, he the one you mentioned a while back?
I've got a list of questions from the Oathbreaker, so start running your mouth, or I'll run my fist through your face.
The infamous fourth Anguis, huh? Doesn't quite sit right. I imagine our definitions of crush differ here, but at least we know where we all stand now. Save for our friend and keeping his cards to his chest there anyway. Sounds like the CID's up to something too. Still wish I could figure out just what their boss is thinking. Old Rocksmith's successor, huh? Heard some colorful rumors about him myself. But knowing he's turned a blind eye to a hole like this makes him alright in my book. Indeed, President Rocksmith was a broad-minded fellow in his own right. But the current president is proving even more receptive toward us. Some of the elders are rather fond of him. Though that does also make him a far more formidable foe during negotiations. From our perspective, the president's willingness to work with you guys is one giant flapping red flag. Oh no, don't misunderstand. All of our cooperative efforts are in line with your guild's code, heaven forbid otherwise. Can you guys not probe each other while I'm stuck right in the middle? I feel like I don't even need to be here anymore. Easy, Arkride, your part's just about to come up. Aura.
Walter. Ha! It ain't often we get a chance like this, and you can't pick a better place. You weren't satisfied with how we ended 2 years ago either. So what say we pick it up where we left off? Right here, right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw an arena on the other side of the underground area here.
Ha! Sounds like a plan.
Wait, you saw this coming, didn't you? Hell no, I ain't here to watch two monsters beat the crap out of—
Who said you'd watch? You and White Orchid Dragon are joining.
In a four-way free-for-all.
Come on. Exchange info, exchange blows. Either way, we're getting to know each other.
I admit to some reluctance standing between combatants of your caliber. But I am also not one to pass up a chance to face Mr. Arkwright and the famed Jin the Immovable.
Everybody here wants to fight except for Van. Well, you should be.
Sorry, Arkwright, but this is just how it's gotta be. We'd lose sight of ourselves if it was just one-on-one. And who knows how much damage we'd cause then.
You damn asshole. Oh, we're making a 2v2, okay.
I shall act as observer. Fight to your heart's content.
Are you so up for this? You're welcome to my spot, you know.
Perhaps another time.
Ready? Begin!
Alrighty then. Jin's going first. I'm controlling him now. Okay.
Don't hold anything back now. All right.
Is there even enough room for a fight this big? I mean, supposedly that's why we're fighting in teams, to keep them to keep them from going too insane.
Pull out all the stops.
Man revved up for the Dempsey roll at the beginning there. Still too cramped? Definitely. There is definitely not enough room for this.
Here goes.
Question is, do we go after Walter or Shao first?
You got this.
I guess we'll try that.
Seal's blade. Better be ready.
Alright. Will this deal damage twice?
Howl for me. Thundering kick.
Nope. They didn't leave it busted. Oh, Van is getting shit kicked out of him. Well, good thing I have all these items, I guess. I don't have too many good items, sadly.
Oh, is that all you got?
The hell's the matter, huh?
Yeah, he got 186 craft points. Very nice.
Guess I got carried away there.
I'll use items. Want to make sure I win.
Here goes. Brace yourself.
We'll likely only go to half HP, right?
Ain't seen nothing.
Are you sure about that?
Well done.
Oh.
Here goes.
He abandoned ship.
Brace yourself.
Van just going full hand-to-hand combat against him. It's doing good work, though.
Now we're talking.
Wow. That was underwhelming.
And you still won't accept that S-rank promotion. Why the hell not?
I'm just not ready for it. My Taito skills have nothing to do with it. Though it'll sure give me a boost in confidence if I can beat you here.
Oh yeah? Will it now?
Whoa, the hell are you... hold on a sec. This is looking real bad. Gotta scrap. I can't move. Okay, there's no stopping this. Honored to bear witness.
That is enough.
Oh, hey, Kilika. Gotta put the boys in their place again. Well then. You're...
Kilika!
You got here quick. And here I was hoping we could duke it out a little longer.
I figured you'd have a lot of catching up to do, so I thought to give you some space. A mistake on my part, I see. Are you a future S-rank bracer and a society enforcer, or are you infants?
Oh, wait a minute! This was all his fault!
Don't give me that.
Oh,
you were all gung-ho until
like
she showed
kid.
up, buddy.
Looking more and more like infants from where I'm standing. What a shame. I was rather looking forward to seeing that to its end. You are a force to be reckoned with, Flying Swallow. It's good to see you, Spriggan. I see Jin is causing you trouble yet again. As for you, Xiao, are you sure it's alright for you to be out of Crossbell after your promotion to president? Worry not. I voiced all responsibility there to Yin and the SSS. This guy has no shame. Looks like you brought more suspicious folks to the party.
What? You got a problem with us, punk? So you're the Spriggan of the Republic. But personally, I think of you as the dropout of the Conlone School.
Wait, are you?
Now, Celise. It's not good to pick fights with him when you've only just met. Even if he is a shady piece of human waste from Adios knows where who can't figure out which half of the moral fence he's standing on.
That was a long sentence.
Well, even I wasn't trying to be that harsh.
Furious.
Still, I see it was worth our while to come down here.
I have no idea who these guys are affiliated with exactly.
Who knew a battle between the Society's finest Eastern martial artist and a student of one of the 3 great schools would be waiting for us? But perhaps the greatest surprise of all is seeing you.
Thought you were acting kind of funny lately. But finding out you're all buddy-buddy with the Society is one thing I didn't see coming.
Voice sounds familiar.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Grotto? Entirely possible.
I am a mere traveler who chanced upon this place.
I have to
and
hear
its
his
current
voice
company.
again, now that's in
Nothing
my mind.
more. I ask that you pay me no mind, Mother Celise, Father Leon.
You're not even trying to hide it.
You're quite the interesting fellow, Vice Captain.
Yeah, it sounds like him.
Must have been a hard job bringing a couple of runts like them down here.
I thought they would make a fine match for you. We do have an agreement right now, after all.
Who are you calling a couple of runts? You sure can run your mouth dire well,
Oh,
but
she's
don't
got.
go get
Is that
cocky.
like the fancy Templar sword?
How
chain
about I
sword?
show you and that hardhead what I can really do?
So is she affiliated with the church then?
Yeah? With what, Missy? That sword? Sure you're gonna be swinging it and not the other way around? How'd a teeny bopper like you even get that damn...
I'm 27.
What?
Huh?
I said I'm 27. Any questions?
She's small.
Huh. Well, I guess some guys are into that kind of thing.
You are so dead.
You had to step on a landmine. She hates when people talk about her little baby face and impressively short height.
Also dead.
I'll leave this crap to you, Arkwright.
He is not involved in this. Why me? I have a feeling I know where these 3 are from.
Oh, there he is!
Oh, they found us. Guys?
Van! Wait. Huh?
We're missing a maid.
Sao? What kind of crazy party is this?
Well, if it isn't Aaron. How do you even find this place? Thought I threw you off my tail.
This is what happens when you only keep people half in the loop.
Why are you dragging kids to this place, Elaine? That is very irresponsible of you. Elaine? Sigh. You could wander down here too. Wait, isn't she the one and only Beauty's Blade? The woman next to her.
I happened to run into them during their search for you. I did have my doubts on whether to bring them here or not, but as you can see, Well, in any case, I had a feeling you were here.
Yep.
My apologies. I had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But now that I see it, this place certainly does pique my interest.
Well, I was going to bring you down here at some point. But what's with you beating me to it, Elaine? You're the one who's constantly harping on about keeping him out of danger. You're going senile. We're used to danger. And besides, I see some other kids down here too. We know that you have our best interests at heart, but no one likes being kept at arm's length forever. Ugh. Sorry for all the trouble it's ended up causing, man. But hey, it ended up being a good chance to teach him about this place, no? Oh, please, don't start acting like you did nothing wrong. I'll say, I have some choice words for you too, Jin. You didn't think to discuss your coming here with anyone else. Quite the arrogant move on your part. Well, sigh. Well, fun's over. I've had enough of being here. Today was more about saying I anyway. Done what I came for. Walter. We'll see each other again at some point, even if the only other place I can imagine that is happening is your prison cell. Well, fine strangers, if you would excuse me. Yeah, that's enough hellos. Sorry for making you show us down here, Chief. We're out of here. See you all around sometime. I wouldn't be surprised if we met again, though that depends on what A does.
Well, now that the air has calmed down a touch, perhaps those of us who remain might continue sharing information?
Man, you never change.
All business. There's a lot of people at this one small table. I don't think there's no room for doubt then. Lana's got some other organization working for him. So it would appear. Their funding is at least partially coming from those who funded the racial terrorism of the past, too. It's awful. I was telling us about that not too long ago. Our company's risk assessment led us to the same conclusion. Up until a few years ago, radically motivated attacks on those of Eastern and Central Eastern descent were all too common. They were known to be orchestrated by white supremacist groups who traced their origins back to the Old Kingdom. But the situation changed significantly when a rather large group attacked the trade conference in Crossbell 4 years ago. Fortunately, we were able to quell the situation thanks to an insurance policy we had in place. And as soon as the crisis was put to rest, the former president started an aggressive crackdown on those groups. You didn't hear much from them after that. Then the post-war reparations put the entire issue on the back burner. That's not to say they disbanded, however. If anything, the economic prosperity provided an ideal cover for them to continue in secret. And now their cover is coming to an end, bringing the issue of them to the surface once again. Well, I don't know how those assholes are tied to Armada. But if they got all those fat stacks at their disposal, that explains how they got so big so fast. Yeah, that kind of mirror that could bring people on the outside into the fold. Like the group Melchior and that new puppeteer come from. A group able to wipe out a high-ranking company of Jaegers single-handedly, and likely with special abilities at their disposal. So they are from the Gardens. I am thoroughly unsurprised you've heard of them. You have, even in the criminal underworld. What's the Gardens? Is it some kind of group? They're a criminal organization that's of a different breed to mafias like Armada. They don't have much in common with the society either, mind. We first learned of their existence 9 years ago. Their modus operandi is gathering orphans and giving them a first-class education and assassination. Damn, didn't know stuff like that was even real. Unfortunately, it very much is. Their members are few in number, but they complete their missions with startling success. The organization is divided into several groups called Gardens. with each being led by an overseer. So the one that what was it, Swin and Nadia are from, is only one of these gardens, and the Emperor was only one of the overseers? Okay. That's what I'm assuming. We are aware of their presence at Marduk as well. Their threat level is considered to be S+. Internally, it was at one point believed that most unsolved assassinations were their handiwork. Yeah, you can imagine the headache when we even had another group trying to mimic their playbook. Oh. So there was... Okay, so there was a second group. And that one may have been the one that Swin and Nadia are from. I cannot remember if the Emperor referred to his thing as a garden or not, or if it was mentioned as a garden in the 3 and 9 book. It has been a while. But since the Overseer of the Garden of Swords was taken out by 2 members who fled the organization. We have our confirmation now. All I had to do is go one line farther. Oh, wow. I feel like I've read that story somewhere before. We did. What is it, Van? Nothing. Anyway, now that we know that group of monsters is working with Almada, it's still a mystery how they ended up that way, and with how they wound up with all that terrorist funding. But maybe a more pressing question is why they're working together. True. We've got 3 of the worst tiles that exist. Just a matter of working out what hand they're going for. A Mahjong player too? I mean... I know the game Mahjong. I do not have the slightest idea of how to play. You're right, we're gonna need to focus on that going forward. Indeed, albeit in our own unique ways, no doubt. Going after them from 4 different angles here. Pretty good. Well, I believe we've had enough discussions for one day. Still, it seems clear there's more room for negotiations between us than some other groups going forward. I am most humbled you are including us in that. Well, I don't know about you and Gin, but Heiyue has its moderates too, like Fan. Think we can include you guys in that too, Arkwright. Goes without saying. Hell, with a common thread between all of you. And you're just gonna keep using us as a bridge between you anyways. Got that right, so he would, but of course. It's not being so in sync. I see it didn't take you long to adjust to life in the capital. Just bear in mind that Lady Ashen is rather worried about you back in Longport. Do try to exercise restraint in your daily life. And she could stand to chill out a little. And you should be the one checking in on home more often. How's Shin doing, by the way? He's been abroad in Remiferia for half a year now, right? I believe he's doing rather well. He attends a distinguished middle school there and is blessed with many good friends. Come to think of it, Chief, I know you go way back with him and the Direwolf. I would have figured Renee would handle this kind of thing. That's right. That smart guy you and Elaine grew up with, yeah? He's actually quite occupied with another case for us. As for what the case is, you'll soon see. That's sure an ominous way of putting it. Yeah, we're gonna get an email, and that's how we're gonna end up, wherever the Epstein disciple is. That factory. And she's one of the more reasonable ones, too. Why can't the CID be staffed by more normal people? Forgive me for saying so, but you're a fine one to talk. Yeah, I can't believe you came to a place like this without us. Kinda pisses me off they let you shake me in the first place, but that's in the past now. So, just what is this place? Called the Blacklight District. It's the city's unofficial 13th district, and its dark side. A lawless zone that changes location from time to time, and that few cops dare to tread. It's home to criminals of every kind. Good place for them to get together, too. To think that all this time such a place was right under my nose. You know, I feel like Avi said something about it to me before. I want to go into the arena. That place seems interesting. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it in person. It looks like a combination of multiple underground areas that went unused during the city's urban planning. Good spot to hang out. We had to walk through a whole damn maze just to get here. Underground coliseum and contraband as far as the eye can see. Like it was made for me. Well, too late to do anything now that you're here. I'm gonna guess people stayed away because you had a lane, but people are always getting into scuffles around here. So let me teach you how to speak this district's language. We'll take a tour while we do, but just keep your eyes peeled, alright? Right. Of course. I'm down. Alright, we get to wander around for a little bit. Hey there, come on and have some fun. Just don't get too naughty, alright? Wow. Great start. But how's some good entertainment today? Sure made this old hag happy. They got some pretty colorful youngins lined up. Can't wait to see just what sort of havoc they end up wreaking. Not your average grandma, this one. It's up with a real sinister aura. Not sure why.
Alrighty.
Blacklight ain't without its downsides, but when you're old and you got more time you know what to do with, it's the only place to be. Just don't call it my retirement, because I still got plenty of fuel left in this tank. And the shop, the bar. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Thought you could start shit outside my restaurant, huh? I'll let you guys off once. Gotta make some money taking bets on that. But you damage this place and I'll collect on your head, got it? Don't you guys cause no trouble, alright? This here's a legit business I'm running with the boss's permission. You can't give me shit. Legitimate is stretching it a bit with all those safety hazards he's got in plain sight. Whatever's going on, he sounds serious. Better not get in his way or else. Ain't my fault all that crap went down. But whatever. Let's stick a look around and get the hell out of here. Relax, Chief. Why do we need to rush? The gambling den's open? We gotta grab a seat and throw down. We can leave once he makes some dough. Alright, but just a little, and I mean only a little. You're on a gambling den here, but that don't mean it's free for all. And if assholes step out of line, get kicked out. Literally. If you want to up the ante and put more money on the table, be my guest. But when you play in my house, you play by my rules. The sooner you get that through your thick skulls, the better we'll get along. Got it? Hey, now since a good chunk of the story's been dealt with, as you were saying before...
What'll it be?
Lucky Collins. Cocktail that turns one into a strong gambler for the day.
Come again.
If you say so.
Well,
So what were you saying before? Let's see. Oh, we got new dialogue for all the people? Okay, sure.
Boss is gonna yell at me.
What's up? Messed up bad yesterday. How'd you mess up? Oh, I remember seeing you all pass through here earlier. I'm glad to see you managed to reunite with Mr. Van. Just be careful where you walk. The more trouble you can avoid, the better. Blacklight's full of danger. Stranger danger, especially. Don't make eye contact with anybody who looks the least suspicious, alrighty? It's for your safety. Okay, thank you for the advice, sir. Not to change the subject, but may I ask why you wear that mask? Its design is quite curious. Oh, you mean this thing? And she Willikers, I feel so darn silly talking about it. Oh, a little indulgence of mine. In another life, I was a little naughty, you see. Oh, that's, neat. I guess it's just kind of his own weird little quirk. Work my ass. That's creepy as all get out. Always weird. That's just the way Blacklight is. Just roll with it, okay?
Well...
Watch your step when you're walking around here. Blacklight District's full of danger. Stranger danger especially. Come back soon already. Always happy to serve ya.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. We await your next visit.
Screw up the DME, trying to get your ID renewed and actually forgot your credentials.
Let's talk if you've got a minute.
Oh hey, look who it is. Hey Hermes. Gotta say, didn't expect to find you here. How long you been down here? Oh, not too long. I'm just here for work. Guessing you and the rest of your office are taking a breather. How was she drinking that through her helmet? Whatever you're up to, be careful. This place has no shortage of unique characters to look out for. Can say that again. No, you're giving them too much credit. Characters almost makes them sound reasonable. Well, when you have all these different factions here, I find it best to stay neutral and avoid ruffling any feathers. I don't shy away from anyone. You need something hauled? I'm your mule. For the right place and the right conditions? Of course. Here I thought she'd gone batshit and setting up shop down here. Guess it's not that surprising in retrospect, though. May not technically be part of the underworld, but she's got one foot in it for sure. She probably drinks her glass like a Goblin Slayer does. Just like, lift it up. Just for reference, there's no alcohol in this. I can't go ferrying around orders all drunk and dizzy now, can I? Once I'm done with this, it's straight off to the next job. Sigh. No rest for the weary. No rest for us weary freelancers, is there? Ain't that the truth? Wait, Booze or no booze, how the hell is she able to down that with her helmet still on? You know, it's a really good question. I'm curious now, too. Oh, they mentioned it. Wasted your aunt's time and gas, she's pissed, and Gil interfere with your work. And it is unfortunate. Happens sometimes. Usually shouldn't be that big of a deal to fix it, though, is it? Hey, you're the courier lady. Hey, are you gonna tell me more stories about the outside, please? Of course. What are you curious about today, kiddo? Oh, I want to know where Mommy came from. And can you give me a hug, too? Bye. 10 years is a little munchkin, aren't you? Alright, come here, I'm all yours. Even Hermes is no match for the power of cuteness. I love the courier lady. Sometimes she comes to visit me. I wish she could come every day. Wouldn't be if you're running on a bit of a time limit. Sigh. Yara, how are you always so cute? Always such a sweet, considerate little angel. The hell are you looking at? Can't you give a gal some privacy? You're killing the goddamn vibe. Sorry, we'll be out of your way. Is it in a completely different world there? Yeah, talk about zoning out. She sure as hell doesn't look all bark, though. I kind of feel like she used to be a Jaeger. Maybe she's retired. Either way, she really loves her son. Just so we're absolutely clear, if you do anything to my Yada, and I mean anything, I'm going to pay the price for it big time. If you're gonna drink at my bar, I expect you to know your place. Got it?
Don't come back soon.
Gotta see if there's anything there. Alright.
Hey, mister.
New shop.
Some reading material.
Lindsay's Books and Goods. Oh my goodness. Is that you, Van? It is, isn't it? Oh, my beloved fourth boyfriend has finally returned to me. What? And she'd say some girls for the rest of us. What chicken town don't you have crawling all over you? Oh, I'm old, not insane. You really think I'd get with a girl like her? Piss off. But, no, you saved me. You held my hand and rescued me from those awful no-good cops on my tail. You were my knight in shining armor, saving me from those false charges. Just remembering it gives me butterflies. Sigh. Yeah, if those charges were false, then I'm Sheena Dirk. Bullshit, lady. You really ought to kick the habit of yours, stabbing every guy you fall for like there's some kind of cord. Wait, what did you say she does? Pardon if this sounds like an obvious question, but may I ask why you go to such lengths? Oh, that's just embarrassing. Are you really going to make me answer? I mean, what won't a girl do for love? She'll do whatever it takes to make a man hers, each and every last reach of him. It's only natural. This chick takes possessive to a whole new level. He's certainly a unique person even under her circumstances. Hold on, doesn't that mean Ben could be next? Slice in danger. The hell it is. I just told you she and I are not a thing, period. It's only normal for a girl in love to be a little possessive. Her man should be all hers. That's why I stab every boyfriend of mine like a little pincushion. And when I'm done, I tell them I'm breaking up with them. Sigh. Why does it have to be like this? Why do the police always get involved when it's just a tiny little argument? It makes no sense. It's a literal stabbing. Oh well, for now I'm laying low until things cool down. I have you to thank for making it all possible, my love. Anyway, I like to collect books in my free time. Feel free to look around and see if any of them interest you. For a collection of books, these make for a rather stark selection, I must say. Yeah, she has a lot of romance novels and prison diaries. He certainly has very specific tastes. Smile and wave, gang. Smile and wave. Try and actually hold a conversation with her and she'll break your mind in half.
What'll you have today?
Proverbs of Justice. Might as well buy it. Taking affirmative view of life, and Soul Chef. Toast.
Thanks for coming.
Toasters toast. Was it croque monsieur? Probably talk to the other people and get the Peanut Gallery's opinions of everything. What's up? Did my eyes deceive me, or was that Beauty's blade working with Heioi and Ouroboros? And those weren't the only intriguing faces present either. I shudder to think what's about to happen if all of them are putting their heads together.
Alrighty.
Everybody wants Almada just dead. Oh, I remember you guys. Interesting. You make for one strange group when you all come here together. But hey, what isn't weird when you live in the Blacklight district? Common sense is for the surface dwellers. Just be careful down here, folks. These parts can leap out and bite you if you don't keep an eye out. No, I had some funky hookahs coming through Tharbad. Oh, he has like the same dialogue. You must be talking about those herbal hookahs. Good to hear the police got rid of them here too. Generally, the longer a shop's been around, the better the vendors know what to sell and not sell. This lady here is a bit of an outlier, but still. Ain't that scary, shopping down here. Just remember where those lines are and make sure you don't cross them, alright? Right, that's good to know. So we got a shop as we turn this way.
Strange posse you're running with.
For you. Back alley, Dr. Isabel. Ah, the Spriggan and his lovely assistant again. I see you've added some new faces to your ranks since we last met. What brings you here? Somebody heard you need to take a look at? Well, you know me. Show me the mirror and I'll take a gander. Sick, dead, whatever you need, I can handle it. Isabel, I didn't know you worked down here. What, she a friend of yours or something? Well, not exactly. She was a client we did some work for after I first joined. I honestly do not remember that. Yep, as you could probably tell, she's a pretty renowned doc in the underbelly. Not my first choice for treatment, but she'll patch you up. But gouge your wallet too. But hey, she's always around whenever you need it. Ouch. That's a little mean, don't you think? I'm not some scam artist. I just know what I'm worth. Money talks after all, and I listen. Green is a language we all understand. Money talks? I didn't know they printed talking money, but I'll take your word for it. You sound like a really skilled doctor. Oh, fairy. You know the Coliseum behind here? They ship me a lot of their fighters whenever they get roughed up. They're not easy jobs, but I'll always take a look, provided they got the coin. They're far from my favorite patients, though. Too rowdy for me. They just never sit still. Now, the silver spoons who come wailing and begging with stacks of Mira. I love those. They're so desperate it's adorable.
They're all specially made.
She has tablets.
Always be careful when and how much you use.
Alright, we have our arena. He's fighting an archaism.
Cool.
And that's like an old school one that we would see in Cold Steel.
It's some kind of arena? Nice.
Yep, this year's where the whole fighting tournaments. Go in and beat the shit out of each other. Thanks for a gambling hotbed too, as you can imagine. Oh, color me intrigued. Wow, that's awesome. Sounds like an amazing place to train. Yeah, no, literally anything goes in there. Roids, mods, explosives, you name it. It ain't the place to train. It's straight up blood sport in there. The organizers will even come with bullshit reasons to make you fight monsters and archaisms. Even if you survive all the shit they throw at you, it ain't really worth it. Just steer clear of it, alright? That's fair. Sounds like you really have to be on your toes in there. Pretty decent prize money if you win, though. I'll give them that much credit. It's one way to make ends meet down here. Mr. Arkwright, you're not speaking from experience, are you? Nah, that shit ain't my scene. Well, not anymore, I mean. Which means he did. Obvious. Look, there were hard times, okay? Bastard paid for a new truck, but he didn't pay for all the mods like the previous one had. Whatever you say, Chief. Next time you decide to enter, let me know so I can put money on you. Hell no, I ain't setting foot in that cesspit again. Got a lot of people to talk to. Joe Browning. That's the spirit, Joe. Can't wait to see you kick ass in your next match. Kill that stupid bastard, you hear me? I got all my money riding on you. Don't have to tell me twice. Once I'm done with them, we're having ourselves a good old-fashioned bloodbath. I'll knock the sumbitch out in one blow. I won't stop until the whole town's red. Yeah, he's fun. I'm looking around for that bit, and it's just all the way down there. So there's no shop up here. Wondering if we can interact with the door. Yeah, they don't want us interacting with anything up here. Burning zombie ashes.
Wow, there sure are a lot of bars in this place.
Yes.
They are likely the only sources of refuge for
Other
the people
scantily
here.
clad women. What's up, Andy? Coliseum is really buzzing today. Must be something big going on up there. I'd say that's as good a reason to let loose and party hard, though, don't you? I got the right drinks to make that happen. In fact, here's a secret. It really turns me on when somebody buys one of my pricier bottles. Do that and maybe I'll throw in an extra treat. I think I'm good. They sure don't have places like this on the surface. That's what no laws and no regulations does to a place. Just don't let them sucker you in or you'll regret it.
Well, all my stuff is to die for.
Dynamite Cola and a burger. I'll pick both of those.
See you later, handsome.
Consume the burger.
I am stuffed.
Consume the cola. Alright, so who are you? Barker. My man, you came at the perfect time. Come on, step inside and have some fun. Bring your lady friends too. You're gonna love the girls we have here. Plenty to choose from, and they're all people pleasers in more ways than one. Anyway, enjoy your stay in the Blacklight district. There's nowhere else in Edith that can tend to your deepest wants and needs like we can. I've seen that guy around here from time to time. Never knew he was a Barker until now. This joint makes sense. Cops don't come down here. If you want to do the dirty on the down low, this is where you go. Okie dokie then. There's a shop here. Adult shop. What does that mean? Well, if it isn't Edith's one and only Spriggan. What brings you here, darling? Got time to stay and play? Your lady friends are more than welcome to join you if they're up for it. Got girls that know how to keep a woman company too. You'll be drowning in pleasures you can't find anywhere up on the surface, I can promise you that. Stay a while, won't you, big guy? I don't get it. What kind of place is this? You're too young. It feels alluring. I feel drawn to it, but I really don't know why. I never felt like this before. You're too young too, Agnes. Hard no. And you two waltz in there is just asking for trouble. And you don't even think about sneaking inside while I'm not looking, punk. I'm an adult. What do you care how I spend my free time? Sometimes a guy just needs to let it hang, you know? I care because you get hooked on that shit in 2 seconds. Can't trust your horny ass to stay out of trouble. I think most of the girls still have some growing up to do. Those services aside, I still got some things for sale here. If you change your mind, decide to spend some quality time with our girls, just let me know. I'll wait right here for you, handsome. It appears she and Mr. Arkwright are acquainted with one another. Whoever she is, she certainly has quite the way with words. Probably a client. Now, we have something of a reputation for sucking our customers dry, literally and figuratively, but we still have our standards. For one thing, we only put the squeeze on our richest customers. We don't overwork our employees either. Getting addicted only leads to trouble in the long term. Indulge responsibly, okay? I don't know how to describe it, but this lady is really alluring for some reason. I know what you mean, she's beautiful. Yeah, she has her fans on both sides of the aisle. Probably how she can recruit all those girls for the place.
Ooh,
what are you selling?
Dangerous.
Bunny strap. A strap with an oddly coquettish rabbit character. We'll buy one of those because having one of everything is good. Viper bite. Guaranteed to put a spring in one step. And turtle tonic. A revitalizing drink that'll keep one up till sunrise.
I'd better see you again.
Well, Frank. Alright. Oh great, more thugs.
Proceeding to neutralize.
Y'all kick your ass. Let's have. I like their spunk.
If we must.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Agnes with that.
Displaying enemy stats.
Alright, scanned. Goodbye. Oh, we have no. We don't have any S boost. Dang it.
Activating skill.
Activating skill.
Make it count, Aaron.
Gonna rush through it. There we go.
This is your chance for
Double S scrap time.
Boost gauge limit increased. Activating skill. Boost gauge limit
Not enough.
increased.
Activating skill.
That'll do it. Get out of here, punks. I'm sure you guys figured it out, but Blacklight District ain't exactly the kind of place you visit for fun. Here's another story, but the rest of you make easy pickings for scumbags and lowlifes hacking it down here. You don't come down here by yourselves, understood? Yeah, I get what you mean. These get really dicey if you get surrounded here. But if you bring a buddy along, I bet it make for a fun fight. That's not the point. Well, ideally you won't be fighting in a city at all. Still, I didn't realize there were so many people like that down here. Yep, pretty spooky when you think about it. This world here is a lot closer to yours than you might be comfortable with. It is, but honestly I'm just more surprised this all exists right under my nose. At least it's surprising to someone as well-to-do as me. Perhaps I'm just not very aware of my surroundings. You'd think this would be something of a problem, but it's like everyone just turns a blind eye to it. I hear ya. Blacklight's a lawless place, but they have their own rules instead. The big one being, you don't drag innocent civilians into your messes down here. Most tend to follow that, so they'll leave you alone. Keyword being most. Some of them step out of line just like we saw. Reminds me of Hayway Zone Code. You visit here often, Mr. Arkwright? You seem to be rather well informed about this area. I check in from time to time. There's intel down here that you can't find anywhere else. And you guys might have noticed by now, it's a good place to sharpen your street smarts. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Gotta be like the best part of this whole trip. And Jaeger born and bred, ain't ya? She's just completely insane. She doesn't know any better. Seems like nothing back here, even though they didn't want us to go into this back alley. Alright.
I don't think I've seen you before.
Oh, you know, I just realized we haven't checked any bulletin boards here. Don't sweat that. As a rule, I don't take 4 SPGs from anybody down here. Why not? There are a lot of people here who could use some help, aren't there? Real. Nobody down here is exactly innocent, so I can't imagine any of them being able to go to the cops or bracers for help. That's the problem. There are some rare exceptions, but almost everyone down here has a checkered past in some way. Ultimately, I can't trust them not to abuse the system. Worst case scenario, I get farmed out as a grunt for some real sketchy shit. Not worth it. That does make sense given Spriggan's reputation for assisting in legally gray matters. I can see how bad faith actor might exploit them for their own gain. Now society at large would offer little to defend them. To be clear, I already make a point of filtering out those garbage posts to start with. More than anything else, it'd just be a giant time sink to find a bet request from these parts. That's the biggest reason I don't bother. As much as some folks might think otherwise, I don't deal with criminals. I deal with people who have complicated problems. When somebody has a problem they can't rely on the law or the guild to solve, they come to me. That's all there is to it. I stand for you. What can I say? It's worked for me so far. Must be doing something right. End of the day, if someone here really wants my services, they're not completely out of luck. They still got 2 options. They can post a 4 SPG in another part of town, or they can come talk to me, same as everybody else really. Doesn't mean I'll agree to help, but I'll hear him out at least. That's our boss, always trying to keep the door open. Whew.
Off we go. Got it.
Fine with me.
Time to go. Leave the Blacklight District and return to the surface. Gonna double check something. We have been to every shop it looks like, so we're good. Nobody else to talk to. Well, that was an event. After leaving the district, they made their way to the surface following a different route. October 18th, 5:05 p.m. And it's already this late? We're down there a while. It connects to the Riverside District too? Feels like waking up from a dream. Guess it was all a bit too much for a kid. Where'd Anya's go? I felt like I missed her. Being a kid seems like that boy we ran into is the son of a Jaeger. Really liked it down there. Shitty criminals excluded. It was like... It's like a conflict could break out at any second. A perfect place for training. This again. There she is. At least it hadn't fully descended into anarchy, even if the rules are somewhat lax. It seemed like a good place to procure goods and materials you can't get on the surface. Yeah, don't want anyone getting hooked on the place, but use it when you need to. Just follow the rules. That goes for you in particular, Aaron. Whistle. You okay, Anyas? You're awfully quiet. No, I'm perfectly fine. It was just a lot to take in. I'm feeling a bit of culture shock, I suppose. I can hardly blame you. I'm sorry, I was probably making you feel even worse with how carried away I was getting. Oh, you don't need to feel responsible. It's just, to be honest, I got something else on my mind, too. It does kind of feel like something's eating at you lately. Worried about things at school? Yes, actually, there's a major opportunity coming up that I was considering opting into. But I think I've decided against it. There's nothing more it can teach me that I haven't learned already, after all. Oh? Fancy car. It's a limo.
Our information did not lead us astray, I see.
Oh. What are you doing here?
It's good to see you all, my friends.
That it is.
Your Highness. Najee. Yeah, I'm talking about showing up unexpected. So this is what the chief was talking about.
His Highness and I have something to discuss with you. Please, climb in.
Sunset Drive in the long-ass limousine. So spacious in here. Perfect for training. This here is an Ethos stretch limo, right? A luxury. Right, smooth as a baby's ass, too. Still room to move up in the world, huh? The suspension systems in a luxury vehicle like this versus my pickup are built for totally different things. Speaking of, I take it you liked the part I sent you. I got on special order to ensure it didn't clash with the aesthetic of your truck. Oh, like undersells it. A thing of beauty. Even if that ulterior motive behind setting it wasn't just in my head. I'm still glad you're both looking well. Thank you. My apologies for all the trouble we caused you. We weren't expecting to see you all again so soon either. But we were already here for a visit with the president, so the timing happened to line up. What? Oh, that Grimhart guy. Huh. Didn't see anything about a meeting on the news. Some kind of secret talks. You need to concern yourself with the details that are on the need. You needn't concern yourself with details that are on a need-to-know basis. Well, we are living in crazy times. No doubt there's plenty for our leaders to be talking about. Much as it bugs me that you've clearly got something besides that you want to dump on us. Oh, I think I see what's going on now.
I'm sure you do. We invited you here in the hopes of hiring you.
Is this our trip?
This is a joint request from Elsheim and the CID.
That's quite a pair. Committing to nothing, but keep going.
The short of it is, we'd like you to go on another trip for us.
Yep.
To the home of the Verne Company, the city of Basel in the southwest.
Basel. That's Calvert's biggest orbit manufacturer, isn't it? Sounds like a big one.
If you could take a look at the screen.
Ooh, fancy.
Basel is an industrial city that is home to both the Verne Group's HQ and the Basel Institute of Science. Its artisanal district dates back to the Middle Ages, and it is surrounded by an abundance of nature. Our problem is that as of late, the city's orbital network has become unstable. In addition, suspicious individuals have been sighted leaving and entering the city.
Don't tell me it's... I know what you're thinking, but we can't assume that until we have all the facts, of which we have very little. Under normal circumstances, we would be well informed of the situation as our country has deep ties with the Institute. Unfortunately, its director, who also happens to be Vern's CEO, has been notably unforthcoming as of late. That's strange. Isn't your country one of Vern's largest shareholders? Yes, it is. We are not their principal shareholder, but we still wield considerable influence over the company. Yet in spite of that fact, the CEO has been empathetically vague in response to our questions. We suspect he's merely buying time. For what, though, I do not know, but his sudden shift in behavior indicates he's hiding something. Hence my request to you. Not giving me much to work with here. And if you're looking for technical experts, you come to the wrong place. Oh, I beg to differ. After all, you have one of Marduk's very own concierges in your employ. Also, a little birdie told me you're out testing some revolutionary new technology at present. Oh, you mean that Simia thingy? It's still undergoing testing, but we plan to reveal it to the public eventually. Good to hear. I'll most certainly be looking forward to it. Anyhow, if we took our request to the Guild, it'd land at the bottom of their list of priorities, given that no civilian casualties have occurred. Also, much like the police, they're as wary as a fox with these sorts of mysteries. Right, if we're on the job, we can deal with any problems that you'd rather keep away from the public eye. Conditions are fair, but you'd better be willing to pay top mirror for our services, or you can count us out. Oh, you needn't worry there. If anything, that makes you more trustworthy in my book. Is that a fact? Well, I think we should definitely consider taking this on, especially if Almana's involved. If possible, I'd like to ask one thing before we agree to take this on. What's the CID's connection to this case? You haven't been upfront about that. Oh. I'm at a sharp one. Vern and the Institute are currently part of two national projects. One of them is for making the Ziffa standard available to the general public, both at home and abroad. The technology is a national secret, so our involvement should be no surprise. Make sense? Gotta stay on top of any leaks and scandals so they don't slip through the cracks. What about the other project? Classified. Oh, come on. Ooh. Even I don't know the specifics there, so I'm in the same boat as you all. I did try pressing the president for details, but he simply wouldn't budge. Apologies, but that's all the more reason why I cannot divulge any information about the project. The point is, there are many reasons for our involvement. Ellipses. This all sounds fishy as hell, but whatever, get on with it. As you wish. The issue of the Ziffa standards funding source also needs to be addressed. And I will delegate that task to your group's chief and concierge. Huh. What do you mean? Since when did you become my boss? Fine, I'll explain. Ziffa being Vern's 6th generation combat ornament is common knowledge at this point. But there's a little known fact about the project's humble beginnings. Got a massive capital injection from an interested party. And that party just so happens to be the Valis Investment Bank, which, as it so happens, is also the largest shareholder of Marduk, my employer. I see. Sure feels like I'm hearing the name Valis a lot lately. Valis? Oh, is in the city-state? Correct. It's a giant port city in the Central East. It may not have much land, but through trade in the South Sea, its people amassed a great fortune, which they are investing all over the continent. They're both our allies and our competitors. The Valis Investment Bank is owned by them. So, you're trying to drag our asses to a Central Eastern turf war so we can we could be your eyes and ears. Well, I guess they could be sending their own spies, especially with state-level secrets up for grabs. In short, you want us to investigate a highly complex situation from a neutral standpoint, get to the bottom of what's happening there. Does that about sum it up? I'll give you an 85 for that answer. In the event that Valis attempts to intervene, we would also like you to act as mediator. You got this all mapped out. Mediation is not one of our specialties, unfortunately, so I'm not certain if we are your best option for that. On the contrary, I think you all are our safest bet on that front. Should you take our request, you'll stay in Basel for 3 days. I'm sure there will be other 4 SPGs you can juggle at the same time. We can't expect you to leave at once, but it would be best if you depart within the next few days. Wait. Alright, we'll give it some thought when we get back. Can't make any promises. I understand. You won't be out of options if you refuse. The CID never puts all its eggs in one basket. Regardless, everything we told you is strictly confidential. Though I think a rather unexpected issue might work in our favor here. Someone with Agnes. Yeah. Like, she has to take a trip or something, right? And Rena's going to be showing up there, too. After that, Prince Sharid and Kincaid saw them back to their office. Once they arrived, they enjoyed dinner at Montmar before gathering to discuss the Crown Prince's request. You know, we still don't know all the details about that whole trip that's being taken for Artemis. Like, you ain't heard a thing about all this from your own company? I'm naturally aware of the plan to make the Zippa standard available to the masses, but not about the problems in Basel. If A really is involved, I would have expected to have already been informed. Gotcha. Does sound like some that take us 3 days either way. But if we're looking into things at Vern and the Institute, we're gonna need to work mostly weekdays. But that would mean Agnes. Actually, the timing here is rather perfect. You see... Wow, high school here sounds really fun. That's the big school in the capital, bust out the fancy trips. Hermes is all about its students thinking for themselves, so something like this makes sense. Bet you'll have reports to write for days about it too. Yes, actually, some of my friends who came here the other day are considering Basel too. I was interested in going myself, but I wasn't sure whether or not it was the best decision. But he would be leaving next Thursday for 3 days, so the timing matches up splendidly. It's almost as if Arusha wants this to happen. Well, not that I think my personal circumstances should push us into taking this on, of course. Of course. But that goes both ways. You're a student first, so don't go forcing your decision to line up with our job. Even if we do end up in the same general place, your studies might mean we won't even see each other. Well, I suppose that's true. That still kind of hurts. Huh? That's rich coming from the guy who always decides where to go based on who'll shove dessert down his throat. Speaking of which, what are we gonna find in Basel on that front? One question. Of course, he immediately goes to it. A baked tart called Engadin is probably the most famous. It's made of walnuts and honey nougat and has a simple but mellow taste that's just... I suppose Van's right. I need to make up my own mind about what to do. Otherwise, my great-grandfather would never... Dad, for that matter. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you concern. Not at all. I don't think anyone could blame you for feeling conflicted here. But should we end up going to the same place, rest assured that I will do all I can to support you. He is way too perceptive. Thank you, but why... Yeah, that means something's happening. Oh. No way. So, I still don't know if we know the exact scenarios for why it glows. Because sometimes it glows, like, when decisions are being made. But, like, the real important glows are usually when there's another Genesis nearby being abused. Unless there's a Genesis that's being abused constantly here, which is entirely possible and very likely. Anyway, I'll speak to my friends at school tomorrow. But if you could work under the assumption we'll all be going and prepare accordingly. Got it. But don't forget that I'm a student first and foremost, right? I won't. I'll make this work so I can handle my obligations properly, both here and at school. Well, good night. Yeah, night. I could use a good night right now. It's way past when I originally planned on stopping. So I guess we'll be leaving next Thursday, same day as Artemis. But Renee and the Prince just dumped this on us, so they can wait till tomorrow for an answer. Still, she's sure looking brighter than when I met her. With how much she's got weighing on her, I'm sure she's still got a lot to work through. But I'll look out for her as best I can, being her boss and all. And that sure was a day. Guess I'll go for a walk to wind down before bed. Well, I'm just gonna go right to bed and then we could take a walk. Alright. So, bedtime. Fun stream though. Have a good night. Till next time.